very difficult to counter it, and then the ball was greasy, and in those sorts of situations, the extra man counts a little bit more than in the days of summer. But the players knuckled down, and gradually, as the second half wore on, the tide was within their grasp, and they held it very well, especially the backs.
Now, just looking forward for a moment, since you're with us, to the senior game, Adare and Patrickswell. Patrickswell have to be favourites. You go along with that?
Naturally, but still, the Well have been making it difficult enough to win their games this year, you know, against Struano and saw that game, and the last day again. They could have been caught. Adare played them here a few years ago, and they drew the first day out. So Adare won't be afraid of them, and if their big players play well in the day, certainly you never know, there could be a surprise.
Simon at the Times, Joe Claughaun losing the senior hurling relegation final today to Ahan, and Claughaun will play intermediate next season. It's a long time, if ever. I'm not sure, did Claughaun ever play intermediate hurling?
They never played intermediate hurling, I would say. It's an era for them. Again, it's I suppose it's the kind of club Claughaun are. They have to draw from different parts of the city, and they have been finding it difficult, particularly in the underage ranks, the last 10 years or so. And some of the great stalwarts are now retired, and they have really, at the moment, very few to pick up the reins. So it's sad for city hurling, and Limerick hurling needs teams like Claughaun, you know, to be at the forefront again.
There we leave it. Canon Willie Fitzmaurice, congratulations once again. Kilmallock are the Limerick Minor Hurling Premier Division champions. They defeated Askeaton Desmond in an exciting game by 4 points, 2-11 to 2-7. We're looking forward now to the senior game, which gets underway at 3:30. But for the moment, back to the studio.
The big game, the Limerick Senior Hurling County Final between Patrickswell and Adare, and that's at the Gaelic grounds. So we're going to join Mallory Keaveney and Leonard Burke now, who are your commentators for this evening.
Thank you, Alison, and a very good afternoon and welcome to glorious Gaelic grounds. Yes, a sunny afternoon here on the 21st day of October 2001. It's the AIB-sponsored Limerick Senior Hurling Championship Final, the meeting of the defending champions Patrickswell and Adare. Pat O'Connor taking charge of today's game, who has handled two senior finals in the past, in 1992 and again in 93, but after a lapse of 8 years he's back here in charge of a Limerick Senior Hurling Championship Final. Of course, he's also refereed a number of All-Ireland the senior hurling finals, including this year's as well. The AIB Limerick Senior Hurling Championship Final is underway. The ball delivered straight away inside for Gary Kirby to stroke it in to the right and wide. So there is a positional switch on the Patrickswell team because Gary Kirby, the team captain, was listed to play at midfield, but now is in at full force. So just looking around for Owen Foley, probably has moved out the field. Yes, Foley is out at midfield. That's the Limerick under-21 hurling player, as all eyes now on Timmy Houlihan, who captained Limerick to All-Ireland under-21 hurling honours this year. Hooks the ball out inside the opening minute of the game. Kieran Carey at centre-half back looking for it. Support there is with Wesley Morrissey. It may find its way towards Brendan Heffernan. Patrickswell are there in sufficient numbers. Mackey's down side of the field, and it's Kieran Carey that strokes this one forward. Down towards Declan O'Grady, and Mark Foley is also there. Now Barry Foley, 24 years of age, it says in the programme. I think he's more. He's throwing this one in, but it's gone over the crossbar, but the referee had his whistle sounded, and that's going to be a free out for Adare. Mark Foley to take it. We're expecting a good game. The crowd, we estimate, maybe 6,000 or so.
It's a smashing afternoon for hurling here at Patrickswell. The sliotar might be a little heavy, there's a little bit of dew on the ground, but nonetheless I think everybody's looking forward to a game where Patrickswell and Adare will give us the county final to remember. A couple of weeks ago there were some of the spectators in for the football game, and that was a very one-sided affair, but I think this afternoon it could be tight. Well, interestingly, starting with Gary Kirby at full forward, and Adare might have to make some adjustments to cope with that.
Mark Foley has taken the free. He's directed this one down towards his full forward. That's Brian Foley, his brother, and Adare have the opening point of the afternoon. Brian Foley sitting that one over the crossbar. Full forward, and the youngest member of the Foley family in terms of boys playing at full forward, Brian Foley, in an inside forward line that also includes Donica Sheehan and Brendan Heffernan. Mention of senior hurling in today's relegation senior hurling final, and a victory for a hand defeating Clahone, a hand 117, Clahone 3-4. It finished in Carrick-on-Laois, and so Clahone will play intermediate hurling next season. That's for the very first time. Adare moving into attack. There's a chance. The snapshot in on top of the goalkeeper. Tal O'Grady forced to make the save. The effort was from the stick of Brendan Heffernan, and Adare keeping it alive. Mackey's down side of the field. Conor Fitzgerald with an opportunity, but that one has tailed away towards the left and wide. Adare, as we watch play the opening 30 minutes of the game, playing right to left. There isn't a puff of a breeze here at the Gaelic grounds. One can't imagine what a perfect day it is for hurling here. A beautiful day, given that it's well into October. Goal puck out has been taken by Tal O'Grady. Floats this one inside the attacking 65. Patrickswell looking for their first score. Owen Foley now. One county senior hurling medal to his credit. That one last year. At this near sideline, little bit of bunching. The referee's in there straight away. He's going to just throw it in. In total, on the starting selection, right from Tal O'Grady through to Barry Foley at left full forward, there is a total of 63 county senior medals with this Patrickswell team. Owen Foley has won it on the 65, delivering it inside. It's intercepted by Adare and Eamon Fitzgerald, getting it away as far as Jack Foley. Foley stroking this one forward towards Stephen Lavin. Donica Sheehan is also there, and as indeed is Pat Earls. Earls to his right side, heisting this one towards midfield. He seeks Paul O'Grady, finds Paul O'Grady also. O'Grady, lovely ball through. It's with Owen Foley, gone through the 65. He's mooring towards the 45. Stand side of the field, delivering this in towards Gary Kirby. Kirby's on the 20. Kirby's in possession. It's Gary Kirby that's holding on to it. He goes to ground. He's held on to it too long, and that's going to be a free out. 4 times the winner of an All-Star Hurling Award, Gary Kirby, and the holder of an amazing 9 Limerick Senior Hurling Championship medals, over carrying the ball, and it's a free for Adare to be struck downfield by Timmy Houlihan. With Gary Kirby having 9 medals, you would think that's the record, but it's not. Anthony Carmody is the holder of no less than 10 Limerick Senior Hurling Championship medals. He's listed as a reserve today, but expect him to be introduced at some stage in this game. Timmy Hoolan sending this one a long way down the field over the head of Kieran Carey, well fetched by Adare. That's with Con Murphy, and the shot has been blocked down, and that's going to be a free for Patrickswell. There is one late change on the Adare team. Michael Clifford this morning failed a fitness test, and his place has been taken by Joey O'Brien. So Joey O'Brien joins John Paul Healy and Peter Lavin in that full back line for Adare.
I think the two centre backs could be key to this afternoon, Mel. Kieran Carey is taking this well free now, and Mark Foley. Both of them have had a quite enough start.
Yes, it's the AIB Limerick Senior Hurling Championship Final. We're into the 5th minute. It's Patrickswell now, and Declan O'Grady delivering this one in towards the goal, but it's dropped away towards the right and wide. That's wide number 2 for Patrickswell. In case you're joining us late here at the Gaelic Grounds this afternoon, in the opening game, the Limerick Minor Hurling Championship Premier Division Final, Kilmallock successfully retains their title, seeing off the challenge of Askeaton Desmonds, winning by 4 points, 2 goals, 11 to 2 goals and 7 for Askeaton Desmonds. The final scoreline with Andrew O'Shaughnessy emerging as man of the match, scoring an incredible 2 goals and 8 points. Con Murphy in possession now, moving towards the 45 for Adare. Adare have the lead of 1-0. Poor ball. Kieran Carey has it away. Another poor ball straight to Tom Healy. Tom Healy for Adare, hoisting it in. It's in towards Donegal. The ball slips away from him, and that's out over the end line and wide. So 2 wides apiece now in this AIB sponsored Limerick Senior Hurling Championship Final. Hearty congratulations from the weekend to Ollie McCoy's Newcastle West, who defeated Carline to win their first county adult hurling title since 1925. Newcastle West 116, Carline 7 points. The final scoreline in Kilmallock yesterday. And intermediate hurling final finished in a draw. Mungart 15 points, Knockany at 2 goals and 9 points. The senior football relegation final, a draw. Galbally 1-6, Gerald Griffin 9 points. Intermediate football relegation final, St. Senans 17 points, Glen 1-8. Senior hurling relegation final, Lahan 117, Cloughaun 3-4. Minor hurling division 1 final, Granaballingarry 1-9, Drummond Atlacket 2-5. A 1-point win for the West champions. Under 21B football final, South Liberties 2-6. St. Itas 7 points. Senior Football League final, Athay 1 goal and 12. Ballylanders 1-9. A free for Owen Foley for Patrickswell. He's striking it then. It's gone to the left and wide. 3rd wide for Patrickswell as we continue our results sequence and move to the divisions. The City Under 21A hurling final. Ballybrown 1-12. Nifisic 9 points. Ballybrown's first win since 91. Under the 21A hurling final in the East, Rupor 117, Palace Green 1-8. South Under 21A hurling final, Croom 119, Gary Spillane 212. Back with the action. The goal puck out has been taken by Timmy Hoolan. It's floated towards his attacking half-forward line. Con Murphy involved. Con Murphy with an opportunity of a point, and he's put it over. A 2nd point for Adare. Con Murphy has thrown it over the crossbar, and Adare are starting pretty well here. They lead Patrickswell, the defending champions, in the 8th minute by 2 points to 0. It's the AIB Limerick Senior Hurling Championship Final of 2001. Patrickswell looking for their 18th. That would be a record equalling tally to equal with a hand if they were to be successful here this afternoon. Meanwhile, out at midfield, and Adare have won themselves a free. It's exactly at midfield, and Conor Fitzgerald, I think, is opting to leave it behind for his team captain, Mark Foley. Well, seriously in line for an All-Star hurling award this championship season, which is 2001. The All-Stars, of course, due to be announced in a couple of weeks from now. Adare leading by 2 points to 0. Adare, a team that has never managed to win the Limerick Senior Hurling Championship in the past. Mark Foley, 70 yards out from the goal. Foley is striking this one in towards the goal. It's over from halfway. Mark Foley has put it over, and Adare lead now by 3 points to 0. Adare, of course, appearing today in their 6th county senior hurling final, having lost the previous 5. In 68 and 86, they lost to Cloughaun. In 1993 and 96, they failed against Patrickswell. The 96 game, of course, was a draw the first day, and Patrickswell won with ease the replay. Mike Alford was on duty that day. He's now looking for the ball over the far sideline. A challenge came in from Joey O'Brien, delivering it down towards Donegal Sheehan. But the ball is spilled out over that far sideline. The linesman of the far sideline is Hawley Ryan of Askeaton, and the linesman of this near sideline, it looks like Patsy Coffey. Indeed, it is Patsy from Cappamore, who handled yesterday's Limerick Intermediate Hurling Championship final, that's flagging the line at this near sideline. Line ball for Patrickswell. A glorious afternoon, a glorious sideline strike as well inside. John Paul Healy reading the situation well. His shot smothered. Now Peter Lavin is available. Lavin turning to his left, but he's been hooked from behind. Lavin regained possession, and that's the second time of asking. Gets in a mighty clearance that comes towards halfway towards his brother Stephen Lavin, an under-21 panel member with Limerick this season. In towards the centre, and it's Kieran Carey advancing now towards the 65. Patrickswell looking for their first point, and it's arrived to the centre half back Kieran Carey in the 10th minute of this opening half. In the AIB Limerick Senior Hurling Championship Final, Adare lead by 3 points to 1 against the defending champions Patrickswell. It's going to be Timmy Hula that will resume play.
Yeah, man, it's been quite a pedantic start by both sides and a lot of loose marking, but significantly now Kieran Carey and Mark Foley are on the score sheet and things are beginning to liven up here.
Up with play, Wesley Morrissey losing out. Back there is Kieran Carey, a commanding figure as ever. Owen Foley outside, and right-sided strike forward, brought down in the heart of the Adare defence by the Tigerish Mark Foley, and Foley's moving forward onto the 65. If this goes over, it'll be magnificent. A magnificent point by Mark Foley. His second of the game, and Adare have increased their lead once more to 3. It's 4 points to 1. Adare, the team in front. Adare, outsiders here today in this Limerick Senior Hurling Championship Final, which has attracted a crowd in excess of 6,000 and perhaps closer to 7. It's Natal O'Grady, the 26-year-old goalkeeper for Patrickswell, that pucks this one out towards Declan O'Grady, losing out though, and it's Stephen Lavin that emerges with the sliotar. In pursuit is Barry Foley. It's with Stephen Lavin. Lavin stroking it inside. Pat Earls is under it. Pat Earls, left corner back, the dependable figure, that number 4 jersey for Patrickswell. Perhaps I spoke too soon, as this one has been booted out over the far sideline. It's going to be a line ball for Adare at midfield, and it's going to be Mike Spike Alford, who at 41 years of age is by far the eldest person playing on the field of play this afternoon. Of course, the captain of the Limerick Masters hurling team that lost to Tipperary and Thurles in the All-Ireland final. As ever, a magnificent shot in by him in towards his inside forward line. Patrickswell are there with Michael Foley stroking it out along the end line. Full back is Anthony Foley. Foley gathering possession. Has he been fouled? I think in fairness he has. Anthony Foley, of course, a brother of Michael Foley, and right cornerback. Anthony is playing at full back, and Natal O'Grady is the goalkeeper, and the son of Jim. He's going out to take this free way over the corner flag at the far side of the field. Adare 4 points, Patrickswell 1 point. We're into the 12th minute now of the opening half of this Limerick Senior Hurling Championship Final. Natal O'Grady, of course, with Patrickswell, a team that won in Munster in 1998 and 99, won the All-Ireland 7 in 89 and again in 91. But it's Adare now that have possession and are free. Mark Foley is just marginally outside his own defensive 45 to strike this free. He's already scored twice in the game. The team captain for Adare in that very pivotal centre half-back position in a half-back line that also has Mike Alford at right half and Eamon Fitzgerald at left half. Mark Foley strikes this one well. It's in towards the fringe of the square, in towards Brian Foley. It's gathered the goal line by Natal O'Grady, and O'Grady gets it up now towards Owen Foley, who has swapped places with Gary Kirby. Kirby's at full forward, Foley's at midfield. Stephen Lavin's got inside the 45, and Lavin throws it over the crossbar. Adare increase their lead to 4. Adare 5 points, Patrickswell 1 point. Adare, well, I'm sure their management team of Pat Lavin, Dave Keane, Vincent Foley, Pat MacDonald are pretty happy with the way things are going so far. Early days though. 5 points for Adare. Patrickswell 1 point. Exactly 13 minutes we've played now in the first half. Goal puck out by Natal O'Grady, floated beyond halfway. Mark Foley is looking for it. Mark Foley, he looks for it, wins it as well. This time ahead of Paul Carey. Stephen Lavin threw the ball to Tom Healy, and the referee spotted that, and it's going to be a free for Patrickswell on the attacking 65. 4 points between them. Patrickswell will fancy their chances of reducing that margin to 3, with Gary Kirby about to take the free.
Yes, Mel, I think Patrickswell might do a rethink on Gary Kirby at full forward, because they seem to be pretty effective at centre field. Certainly Adare are well on top there, and that Adare centre field pairing are also getting great assistance from Mark Foley. He's been the outstanding player on the Adare side since the game commenced. But a chance here for the well-known Gary Kirby perhaps to get his first score of the afternoon. But Adare will be pleased with things have gone, Mel. Whilst it hasn't been a hectic pace, they've been taking their points. That one from Stephen Lavin was a glorious one. Mark Foley's was probably the pick of the game so far, and all Patrickswell have in reply is a good Kieran Carey point. But a chance here now for Gary Kirby to reduce the margin to just 3 points.
I would say that in every game county final that Gary Kirby has played, he has emerged as the game's leading scorer. How about this afternoon? He's looking for his first. On the 65, Gary Kirby has pulled this one towards the left and wide. A 4 wide now for Patrickswell. That's a chance lost. Patrickswell are not playing well early on in this game, as it's Adare that have a 4-point lead now. 5 points for Adare, 1 point for Patrickswell. We're midway through the opening half of this Limerick Senior Hurling Championship final, being played here in front of a crowd of maybe 6,000 or so, with Pat O'Connor of Ahan as match referee. The goal puck out has been taken by Adare's Timmy Houlihan. Up with play and on the attacking 45. Stephen Lavin's shot has been blocked down. Now towards Tom Healy. It's Jack Foley. Foley releasing inside towards Conor Fitzgerald with an opportunity, and Fitzgerald put it between the posts. 6 points to 1, Adare lead. Is this to be Adare's day that they will make the final breakthrough? One only wonders. Great buzz around Adare during the week. I happened to play in the Adare GAA Golf Classic towards the latter part of this week, an event raised a staggering amount of £19,000, played in the grounds of Adare Manor, that of course being Adare Golf and a hotel, and the course in great condition out there under the stewardship, I'm sure, of Fergal Purcell and Mark Morrissey and others. Now up with play in Patrickswell and Declan O'Grady onto the attacking 45. He's nipped down the left wing, has the half forward. Now to Limerick senior hurling captain of 2001, Barry Foley, losing out. It's his namesake that has it, Mark Foley. The advantage being played by Pat O'Connor, turning to his left, gets in a very effective clearance and sends it right down on top of Con Murphy. Donica Sheehan nips in to win it. Donica Sheehan playing it inside towards Brendan Heffernan. The ball may break for Heffernan. It does. His shot is in and it's saved at the goal line, but the referee had his whistle sounded. A free out against Brendan Heffernan. I think there was pushing on the part of Brendan Heffernan, the 35-year-old left corner forward on the Adare side.
Yes, man, I think it's interesting that the whole Adare half forward line have managed to get on the score sheet. A point from Stephen Lavin, Con Murphy and Conor Fitzgerald with their latest point. Patrickswell are really struggling in the forward line. The service into Gary Kirby has been poor so far, and Gary Kirby will be a bit displeased that the only chance he got from a dead ball that he managed to put it wide.
Paul Carey in possession, 45 yards out from the goal. This one hoisted high, brought down by Peter Lavin, the corner back for Adare. Played into the path of Mike Alford, who leaves it go, and it's Paul Carey that has it. Paul Carey trying to find Declan O'Grady. It works out okay for Adare, and it's Mike Alford in possession, and Mike Alford has won himself a free. Just a brief mention also that Tomas Mulcahy was the guest of honour at the prize-giving ceremony in Adare Manor on Friday night for that golf classic, a classic that was won in impressive style by the team from John O'Reilly's Fruit and Veg Newcastle West, namely John O'Reilly, Liam Keane, Paul Devine and Frank Moore. It's with Mark Foley now. Foley with the free, hoisting this one in towards the fringe of the square as Adare go in search of a goal perhaps. Now Stephen Lavin onto the left side, sending this one in. It's going to drop away towards the left and wide number 3 for Adare. 94 points, the winning team in Adare on Friday. The Duggan Systems team second, Bernard Duggan, Dan Duggan, Joe Hayes and John Hickey. John Hickey also won the longest drive, and Brian O'Keefe, home and holidays from Boston, won nearest the pen. Kieran Carey is only 40 yards out from the goal. Short puck out by Natal O'Grady. The ball balloons down now towards the Patrickswell attack, and it's Paul O'Grady that has a chance. Paul O'Grady's gone through the 13. There's a goal chance on here for Paul O'Grady, but he's bottled up by defender Peter Lavin, and it's out for a 65. A 65, but a devastating run forward by Paul O'Grady from an Adare viewpoint. He really dissected the Adare defence. They were 6s and 7s, and in the end it was left to Peter Lavin, I think, to shovel the ball out for the 65.
That was certainly a let-off for the Adare man, and as you said, Peter Lavin did very, very well, because it looked as if Paul O'Grady was in on goal. His first effort, he just missed the slitter, but he didn't get a chance the second time because Peter Lavin stuck with him. But worryingly for Adare is when he cut in from the right there wasn't an Adare man to be seen until Peter Lavin eventually got in that challenge. But that very quick puck out from Natal O'Grady, as I said, the marking is very loose, and Kieran Carey found himself all alone some 40 yards out, and he was able to launch that attack, getting the ball forward to O'Grady. So I think the marking could be a bit tighter. I don't think Adare will be too displeased with that, and certainly they have the star performer so far in Mark Foley. He's chipped in with a couple of points, but he's been doing a lot to assist his centre field pair of Thomas Healy and John Foley.
Yeah, and Tom Healy, actually, the midfielder, is 28 years of age, it says in the programme. I think he's more myself anyway. But anyway, he's down and he's receiving attention from the medical officer with the Adare team. That happens to be Dave Keane as of now. And Pat Lavin, of course, a Sligo man, in fact, is the manager of the Adare team. He's also in. I think Tom Healy is reasonably okay. There's further attention needed for him. We're into the 20th minute of this Limerick Senior Hurling Championship final. And the score is Adare 6 points, Patrickswell 1. And it's going to be Owen Foley with the resulting 65 as the man in the public address announces something or other. This one has been sent over the crossbar. First point converted there by Owen Foley, and it's point number 2 for Patrickswell. 6 points to 2 for Adare. They lead by 4 points, and I think it was bad timing on the part of the man on the public address to just announce on the public address as Owen Foley was to strike what resulted in a point for Patrickswell. 6 points to 2. Adare, the team in front. Goal puck out has been taken. It spills loose. Tony O'Brien is looking for it. We haven't seen much of him in the game so far. Midfield has been bypassed largely. Kieran Carey inside towards that ball. Carey going through. He's fouled by Mike Alford and Mark Foley. Between them, they've conceded the free, and it's Owen Foley once again that's moving forward to take this one. And suddenly we could have only 3 points between the teams. Adare in front by 4 as I speak in this Limerick Senior Hurling Championship final as we move into the 21st minute of the game. Owen Foley with 1 point to his credit, of course. Full forward. Well, he's not playing there. He's out at midfield alongside Tony O'Brien. Gary Kirby's at full forward. We watch Owen Foley drill this one over the crossbar. Patrickswell are on to 3 points. The 3 down at the other end of the field is upside down on the scoreboard, but it is 6 points to 3. Well, that'll be all right when Patrickswell move on to 4 points. Here we have the goal puck out from Timmy Hoolan, the goal to our right. Good puck out by him from the town goal down towards the Caherdapan goal end of the ground here at Porknaguel. It's with Mike Alford, 41 years of age, playing it forward to the 25-year-old Jack Foley. Foley on the 65. Foley throwing this one in towards his younger brother Brian. Brian is on the 20, releasing it to the right. Available is Donncha Sheehan. A player putting pressure on him is Pat Earls, but Donncha Sheehan has managed to put it over the crossbar, and Adare lead by 4 points, 7 points to 3. Well taken score by Donncha Sheehan, and that's his first, I think, of the afternoon. There's also been a point apiece for Stephen Lavin, Con Murphy, Brian Foley and Conor Fitzgerald, with Mark Foley having 2. Foley having 2 for Patrickswell, and also that great point from Kieran Carey. Play resumes out around midfield. It's with Adare. Eamon Fitzgerald is hurling well in the number 7 spot today for Adare. Inside towards the 45 it goes, and it's Brendan Heffernan losing out now to Kieran Carey, and Carey emerging with the steady, goes to ground quickly back on his feet. Support behind with Michael Foley. 22 minutes played. A collision of players there between Eamon Fitzgerald and Mark Foley has allowed Paulo Grady race through again. He's motoring. What a speed merchant he is. He's onto the 30. Mark Foley goes back to put in a timely challenge like the one that Ronan O'Gara got in yesterday at Lansdowne Road. A timely little tip off. Play continues, and at midfield the ball spills out over this near sideline. It's going to be a line ball for Patrickswell in the 23rd minute of the opening half. The game is beginning to liven up a bit.
It certainly is, man, and there was plenty of timber showing there, but when the ball eventually got through, it was Peter Stringer yesterday that made that ankle tap, and something similar for Mark Foley, because you sense that Paul O'Grady had a real goal opportunity. That's the second time he's cut through now, and when he has done, he's done damage, but seriously the Well haven't benefited from those, and again Mark Foley playing a captain's part on that occasion, getting back and knocking the ball out of his grasp.
Owen Foley with the free. I think he's too far out to put this one over the crossbar. I'll apologise later if he manages to score from here. He's at halfway. He's only a half a yard in from here, of course. Sideline strike. What a great one in towards the 20. Well brought down by who you may ask. Mark Foley, of course. Foley turning and rolling the ball forward towards the attacking 65, and Adare there with Stephen Lavin losing out. Kieran Carey, the challenging by Tom Healy. It may fall for Lavin at the second time. It does. Con Murphy's inside him, and this is for Con Murphy, the centre half forward, who passed the fitness test to take his place today. Has threaded it through. Brendan Heffernan has a shot. A goal! A goal by Brendan Heffernan. He hesitated for half a moment. He was going to pick up the ball. They says no, and in a split second he has drilled it past Natal O'Grady in the Patrickswell goal, and suddenly Adare had crept clear by a sizable 7 points. It's Adare 1 goal and 7, Patrickswell 3 points, 6 minutes to go to half-time. Natalie Grady to resume play with a goal puck out that's already on its way, midway between the 45 and the 65. Tony O'Brien. Declan O'Grady in possession right now. Not anymore. It's with Mike Alfred. Right half back. Inside to Jack Foley. Foley onto his left side, getting it towards midfield, and Tom Healy should be there. Healy gets a touch to it, and it's available for Conor Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald is moving forward. Con Murphy, the player available inside. Murphy 35 yards out from the goal, trying to get inside. Kieran Carey finds support further back the field with Tom Healy. Healy sending it in, and this is a glorious spell for Adare. Tom Healy has put it over the crossbar, and Adare lead 1-8 to 3 points. Quick puck out has been taken. It comes to Desi Foley, Barry's younger brother. Down the field it goes. Is Gary Kirby being moved out from full forward? I think that could well happen any moment from now. John Paul Healy, the full back for Adare, is on his own defensive 45. The referee has sounded the whistle. He's going to throw it in. Pat O'Connor handling his third Limerick Senior Hurling Championship final here today, having previously refereed in 92 and 93, but he's back in charge today. Pat O'Connor of a hand. The referee speaking with Brian Gagan, scored that late winning point for the Well against Gary Spillane, and also with John Paul Healy. Cam has been restored in between Eamon Fitzgerald and Declan O'Grady. O'Grady winning it, so it's with Paul Carey now to Barry Foley, and I think Barry Foley knows that his team need a goal at this stage. Brian Gagan booting it through, but it's with Mike Alfred, and Alfred has won another free. Mike Alfred, my word, he's defying his years. 41, closer to 42 I would think, but he's won a free, and it's going to be taken by Timmy Hoolan, the goalkeeper for Adare. And of course Adare people pretty pleased with the way things are going. I'm sure Patsy Kelly, the shopkeeper in Main Street Adare, is pretty happy at the moment. It's her beloved parish Adare leading Patrickswell 1-8 to 3 points. The ball is being driven downfield inside the attacking 45. Patrickswell whipping this one out towards midfield. Barry Foley has been switched left half forward, having started the game in the left corner forward slot, and Declan O'Grady now is in there. He started at right half forward, now he's operating in the number 15 berth. Adare have it. Jack Foley stroking this one forward. Inside, it's available for Anthony Foley. Brian Foley is putting pressure on his namesake, but the full back does well, or does he? His shot has been blocked, and it's Brian Foley that's won it back. He plays it through. Brendan Heffernan, the goal scorer, looking to deliver it inside towards the edge of the square. Kieran Carey dives. It's a dive that wins himself a free, but in fairness, he was perhaps fouled, and it's going to be a free out for Patrickswell with just 3 minutes to go to half-time.
I think Brendan Heffernan managed to get his pass in there. He palmed the ball in the direction of Donagh Sheehan, who was all alone at the other side of the goal, man, and that could have been a second goal for Adare. And in fairness, Donagh Sheehan had a fine part to play in the goal that Brendan Heffernan got, because when the ball came in from Con Murphy, Sheehan did enough to release Heffernan, and he was the free man, and he got the all-important goal that has Adare well on their way here.
Yes, early days though. We're not yet even at the half-time whistle, and Mark Foley wins himself the free. What a great hurler he is. We're watching these days one of the greatest hurlers of all time ever to emerge from Limerick, as Anthony Carmody is being warmed up by the Patrickswell mentors down beneath me. Anthony Carmody, so we can expect to be introduced around now or before half-time. 2 minutes of additional time to be played. That's a new thing that's happening here today, a new initiative, that there will be a timekeeper, etc., etc. So the man is coming out with a luminous yellow figure of 2 to say that there will be 2 minutes of additional time. That leaves 4.5 minutes to go in the opening half of the game. Dare strike the free downfield by Mark Foley. It's available too for Conor Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald is in, and Adare look the polished article today. They certainly look the polished article to it there, as they now lead by a huge margin of 9 points. Early days, I keep you reminding you, but if they're not to win today, one wonders, will they ever win it? Such is the commanding lead that they have. Paul O'Reilly is also going on. Anthony Carmody's been introduced as of now. PJ O'Grady, of course, the team manager of Patrickswell. Patrickswell, a team that has contested 22 finals, having won 7 of those. They suffered only 5 defeats in the final, in 72, 74, 75, 92 and 98, of course, to a hand. A lot of changes, so Paul O'Reilly is on the Patrickswell team, as indeed is Anthony Carmody. Desi Foley is making way, I presume, for the introduction of Paul O'Reilly. There are wholesale switches now. on the Patrickswell team, and Wesley Morrissey has also lost his place, so the two half-backs have been substituted on the Patrickswell team. Upward playing at midfield in the 29th minute. The ball driven forward by Adare, and it's with Brendan Heffernan. Heffernan trying to find an avenue through, perhaps there is one. He strokes it forward. It's blocked inside by Anthony Foley, the full-back for Patrickswell. Anthony Foley coming out and gets it as far as Barry Foley, now operating at midfield. This one delivered inside towards Declan O'Grady, the third player to play at mid. Full forward today for Patrickswell. Alfred now to Eamon Fitzgerald, and Fitzgerald has won a free from where the ball lands, and that's good news for Adare. It's quite surprising that Adare have such a huge lead in this match.
I think, Mal, you'd have to look at where the problems are from a well point of view, and it could well be the fitness level of Adare. Now, it isn't insignificant that Dave Keane is involved with that side, but certainly they seem sharper, they seem faster to the sliotar, and as a result, the Weller on the back foot the whole time. Very interesting move there by PJ O'Grady to take off the two half-backs in each corner, and that'll tell you that he's worried about that Adare half-forward line, and they've now registered 4 points so far. Conor Fitzgerald, Con Murphy and Stephen Lavin between them. They've all been on the score sheet. All the Adare forwards have scored, Mel, and one of their midfielders as well.
That's good news for Adare. Conor Fitzgerald, I'm sure, will take this free. And it's only 25 yards out from the goal. Meanwhile, just when we were speaking there, Owen Foley was yellow carded by referee Pat O'Connor. There's no chance here that Conor Fitzgerald would go for a goal, though Patrickswell not taking any chances. They've brought three players back to join goalkeeper Natal O'Grady, but Conor Fitzgerald happy and satisfied to put it over the crossbar and have Adare in front. Adare 1 goal and 10 points. Patrickswell 3 points in what is turning out, so far at least, to be a very one-sided Limerick Senior Hurling Championship final. Natal O'Grady for Patrickswell, resuming play. Mighty puck out by him, reaching towards the 45, brought down and out towards midfield. It's won by Tom Healy. Healy has support to the right. It's his midfield partner, Jack Foley. That partnership is working well. Now delivered in towards the goal scorer, Brendan Heffernan. He's looking for a second goal. He's bottled up. It's still available, though, for Adare with their full forward, Brian Foley. Foley from an impossible angle, throwing it across the face of the goal. 25 yards out, Donica Sheehan in possession. Donica Sheehan puts it over. I think this is going to be Adare's day, and it's not even half time. 1-11 for Adare. Patrickswell 3 points. Adare, a team that has never won the Limerick Senior Hurling Championship, against a side that has 17 titles in the bag. Patrickswell have 17 titles. That is correct. We're into injury time. We've about a minute left because there are 2 minutes to be added. It's with Stephen Lavin on the attacking 65. Stephen Lavin has nipped inside Tony O'Brien, and it's still Stephen Lavin motoring forward towards the 20. Free player inside, 30 yards out from the goal. Con Murphy, and Murphy rifles it over the crossbar. What a performance so far by Adare. Adare lead by a whopping 12 points. It's unbelievable. It's unthinkable. But it is really, really happening, because today is not April the 1st, it's October the 21st. 1-12 to 3 points. Adare leading. We're 2 minutes into injury time now. I think the half-time whistle will blow any moment from now, and there it is. It's half-time at the Gaelic grounds in Limerick, and Patrickswell, the defending champions, have Mount Everest to climb in the second half if they are to win and retain their Limerick Senior Hurling crown, because it is Adare that lead 1 goal and 12 to 3 points, but you simply can't write off Patrickswell.
Well, Mal, it'll take some comeback from the well if they're to get something out of this game. They're fully 12 points behind. Adare have hurled out of their skin in the first half, and they'll be going in brimful of confidence at half time. What can the well do now? PJ O'Grady made a couple of changes before half-time. He's really not getting anything out of his forward unit, but it's because Adare are so good at centre field, and Adare half-back line are performing well. You mentioned Mike Alfred. I'm not too sure whether he's 40, 41 or 42, man. You had him at different ages during the course of that first half, but it's younger he seems to be getting. Mark Foley is having a captain's game at the centre-back, and Eamon Fitzgerald is doing well also. But their real strength is in the forward unit, and all of the forwards have scored, and they've scored good points as well. That Donica Sheehan won the latest of those. That goal from Brendan Heffernan coming when it did also gave them a tonic in the 23rd minute. That left them ahead by 7 points, and since then they've gone on and on. They're 12 points to the good, and it'd be a brave man that'd be having a bob on the well. But as you said, they've 17 titles already won, and they didn't win them by lying down on days when things were difficult, and I wouldn't write them off just yet.
But today is one of the more difficult days, I can tell you. Patrickswell have it all to do. Half-time in the AIB Limerick Senior Hurling Championship, and Adare, a team in search of a very first title, lead the defending champions Patrickswell on a score of Adare 1 goal and 12. Patrickswell 3 points. The Limerick under 16 Camogie team that captured the All-Ireland Minor B title was introduced to the crowd, and a fine bunch of players they are that won a very historic All-Ireland Minor Camogie title for Limerick. Mention of the Limerick CBS by band, and yesterday on intermediate hurling final day in Kilmallock, young Niamh Egan, a national school student in Kilmallock, sang Oran Naveen splendidly. Second half about to start. 1-12 for Adare. Patrickswell 3 points. The AIB Limerick Senior Hurling Championship final. Second half is underway. Gary Kirby and now Paul Carey have been drafted out to midfield for Patrickswell. Mark Foley tossing this one forward. It's grabbed in the right corner back slot by Patrickswell's Michael Foley, but he's driven that one out over the far sideline, and it's going to be a line ball for Adare. Adare in the match programme thank the Christian brothers and all the work that they have done for the promotion of hurling down through many years, and it's good to see my good old friend, brother Duane here as well in the stand on county final day. Pat Lavin walking the sideline confidently. He's the team manager. He would become the first Sligo man to manage a club hurling team to count the honours if Adare are to win this title. If the odds are favouring them at the moment. Conor Fitzgerald, 50 yards out from the goal. He's driven it over. Conor Fitzgerald picks off his 4th point of the day. He had 3 in the first half. We now have the first point of the second half, and it comes inside a minute of this new half. It's Adare 1 goal and 13. Patrickswell 3 points. What an incredible scoreline. Natal O'Grady pucking the ball out. Anthony Carmody in search of it. Tom Healy playing it into the path of Stephen Lavin. Lavin one-handed strike works out well. It's Conor Murphy that's in possession. Jonathan Sheil is also looking for it, but gathering it for Patrickswell is Pat Earls. And Earls stroking this one forward towards Declan O'Grady. Eamon Fitzgerald is also there for Adare, that is. Jack Foley now looking for the sliotar, wins it and evades the challenge, put in by Paul Carey, moves towards the attacking 65. Loose ball inside, easily picked up and cleared away by Pat Earls. Earls downfield, what another great catch by centre half back. That's Mark Foley. Foley skies this one. Mike Alfred gathers it. The flying postman. It's Mike Alfred, 55 yards out from his own goal. Driving this one forward. Adare going in search of further scores. They're well ahead of Patrickswell early on in the second half of the game. Kieran Carey and Donica Sheehan battling for possession together. It's won by Tony O'Brien. O'Brien striking it downfield inside the attacking 65. Peter Lavin isn't putting a foot wrong at left corner back. Clears this one away. Keeps it in at the open embankment side of the ground. Adare and Conor Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald delivering this one down towards Donica Sheehan, but Pat Earls is likely to get there first. And indeed it is Pat Earls that's in possession, trying desperately to get away from the close marking of Donica Sheehan, but not succeeding. The referee has sounded his whistle. He's going to throw it in. Mention of the open embankment side of the field. I wonder, will we ever see the redevelopment work which was planned for the Gaelic grounds ever take place? Well, only time will tell, but the costs escalating every single month. Pat O'Connor to throw it in. He does. In between Brendan Heffernan and Pat Earls at wind. Conor Fitzgerald is outside looking. It's Conor Fitzgerald that has it, and that's a free. A free against Conor Fitzgerald. I think he touched the ball on the ground, and so it's going to be a free for Patrickswell. But still, Patrickswell need goals early on in the second half if they're to make a match of it. 3.5 minutes played.
Well, and in fairness, Adare have started the better in the second half. The Wells still haven't come to life, and if they don't get something on the scoreboard quickly, then Adare could be on their way to the title earlier than they'd expect, but they're finding no way past Mark Foley. Any ball goes in, he's just mopping it up, and he's getting his forward unit going the whole time. Here's the other centre half back now, Kieran Carey. Much will be expected of him in the second half.
Carey hoisting this one towards midfield, and Declan O'Grady looking for it, boots it forward. Eamon Fitzgerald is first to it, the left half back. Eamon Fitzgerald driving it forward. He hasn't played all that badly, I can tell you, in the left half back slot. Up with play, and it's Con Murphy moving forward. Now to Stephen Lavin is on the 13, bottled up. They're getting it a shot for a goal, and coming from nowhere to win it is Michael Foley. And Foley onto the right side, and Foley with a clearance that comes towards halfway, where it's brilliantly held by Tom Healy. A midfielder directs it back in towards the left corner forward slot. Ryan Foley going out, but it's Michael Foley that's first to it. Now, as far as Tony O'Brien, Adare and Brendan Heffernan, the game's only goal scorer. Now Con Murphy. Murphy on the 45. Murphy with a shot, and Murphy sending it to the left and wide. First wide in the second half for Adare. They've had 3 in the first half. Patrickswell had 4 in the opening half. They're playing the 5th minute of the second half. The AIB Limerick Senior Hurling Championship Final. Adare 113, Patrickswell 3 points. AIB, of course, presenting the Man of the Match award more in the South Court Hotel, as this one is in top of goalkeeper Tony Houlihan, and he's dropped it, and it's a goal for Patrickswell by Barry Foley. Barry Foley, a goal for Barry Foley for Patrickswell, and that throws them something of a lifeline. But again, it was a pretty easy goal from Patrickswell viewpoint. They were there, but they lost possession, and Barry Foley just slipped through to send it to the net. Patrickswell on to 1-3, they're behind by 10. Adare 113, Patrickswell 1 goal and 3. Timmy Houlihan sends it out towards midfield. Anthony Carmody, 34 or 5 years of age. He won his first senior hurling medal as a sub back in 1983. Yes, 18 years ago. I think he was 16 or so at the time. Gary Kirby's moving forward to take this free on the attacking 45, and this would reduce the lead of Adare down to 9 points. One would expect that Gary Kirby will score from this sort of range.
Yeah, it was a very soft goal that Adare gave away there, Mel, but it's the perfect tonic for the Welsh to get right back into the game.
Gary Kirby now on the 45, striking this one in towards the right. He has missed. I don't think it's going to be Patrickswell's day when things like that happen on county final day. Driven wide from, well, in the past Gary Kirby would stroke it over with a blindfold on him. 113 for Adare Patrickswell, 1 goal and 3 at the moment into the 7th minute.
I think the other thing, Mal, is could we have a game where Gary Kirby doesn't get a score? He is not on the score sheet yet.
Up with play, and in defence is Patrickswell and Declan O'Grady. There are wholesale changes on the Patrickswell team as Anthony Carmody sends this one through on top of Barry Foley, being well handled in there by John Paul Healy. It's a free against Barry Foley. It's a free out from that Caherdavan goal end of the ground here at the Gaelic grounds in Limerick, and Adare's goalkeeper advancing out. That's Timmy Houlihan that's going to take it. The crowd here have a great view of proceedings, but I'm sure Johnny Irwin, who lives in Parkview Drive in Greystones, has a great view as well, because I can see him from where I'm positioned here at the Gaelic grounds. He's not too far away from me. He has one of these windows in the roof, and he's looking out through his binoculars. He can see everything as good as I can. 113 to 1-3. It's the scoreboard. Adare leading by 10 points against the defending champions, and Adare going forward with Brian Foley, a shot to goal. This is going to be Adare's day. I know it. Brian Foley, a second goal for Adare, and this one arriving in the 8th minute of the second half to have Adare in front by an unbelievable margin of 13 points. It's 2-13 for Adare. Patrickswell 1-3. Brian Foley striking home the game's second goal, the game's third goal. Adare's second, a cracker of a goal, the best of the 3 goals we've had so far in the game. Now Patrickswell are under wicked pressure. Paul O'Reilly into the centre, loose ball, Conor Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald sending it down, it's going over. Adare could well win this by a cricket score. 2 goals and 14 points to 1-3 for Patrickswell. It's unbelievable what's happening here. A team like Patrickswell that has dominated the Limerick Senior Hurling Championship year in, year out since they make the breakthrough back in the 1960s are being beaten off the field. Adare won the Junior Hurling Championship of 1964. It was the last time they won a county adult hurling title. They though have maintained their senior status every year since then. Not like Cloughan, who lost to a hand today. It's Patrickswell and Owen Foley dropping it over the crossbar, but there's only a ripple of applause here for that score by Owen Foley. Foley's third point, I make it, of the game. The scoreboard to our left, where the flags are motionless on a truly wonderful afternoon. October it is, but it's a lovely day. 2:14 for Adare, Patrickswell, 1 goal and 4. And it's Timmy Hoolan resuming play into the 9th minute of the second half. Kieran Carey, who scored Patrickswell's first point. Ball is spilled away from him. It's out over the far sideline. It's going to be a line ball for the Welland Michael Foley to cut this one downfield. He's midway between his defensive 20 and a defensive 45-metre line. Strokes this towards halfway. Brought down by Paul Carey, yet to score in the game. Now to Paul O'Grady. O'Grady sitting it in top of the goalkeeper, Timmy Hoolan. Hoolan is left there behind. There's a chance for Patrickswell, but Adare there with Joey O'Brien. Now Patrickswell are nipping through themselves, and play has eased a little bit. From an Adare viewpoint, has it. Barry Foley's on the 20-metre line, trying to get inside, but a safety net for Adare is the man with the name of Mark Foley. Foley, great clearance down the field, on top of Brendan Heffernan. Heffernan onto his left side. It could so easily have been a second goal for Patrickswell at the other end. Now down at the town goal, and Anthony Foley sends it downfield. Mark Foley runs onto it. Foley goes towards halfway, puts the head down, moves towards the 65, releases it from the left, and down the left flank it goes, down towards Brian Foley. With him is Anthony Foley. Here's the full forward, Brian Foley, sending it then. That is a glorious score by Brian Foley, who brings his return so far in this game on to 1 goal and 2 points. 1 of which has come in the opening 10.5 minutes of the second half. Now there is huge urgency in the play of Patrickswell in Italo Grady. At midfield, Conor Fitzgerald sending it forward, but this one is going to, yes, out over the near sideline, despite the best attempt there by Donnacha Sheehan, the man that, of course, captained Limerick to win the All-Ireland Under-21 Hurling Championship title in Millennium Year. At halfway, it's with Kieran Carey. He's kept it in aim and field and keeps flag down. Too high for Gary Kirby, not too high for the smallest man in the field, Donnacha Sheehan. Sheehan sending it straight through on the goalkeeper, Nathan O'Grady. O'Grady 30 metres out from his own line, goal line, and sends it into the centre where there is support, and that support is with Michael Foley. Foley getting it out, and that's with O'Reilly, Paul O'Reilly, the first half replacement for Patrickswell, as Patrickswell dropped this one forward, and it's held in there once again by the outstanding Mark Foley. 2:15 to 1-4. How about that for a scoreline? And it's Adare in front, not Patrickswell. Almost a full 12 minutes now played the second half.
Yeah, Kieran Carey is very anxious, man. He wants to get up into that forward line, and he's suggesting to PJ O'Grady that the Well might make a number of changes. I think you can draw some kind of comparisons with a couple of weeks ago here in the football decider in terms of it being a very one-sided contest. But on that occasion it was the favourites Strumbrodford who romped to victory against Mungret St. Paul. The difference today is that the underdogs have come here, and they've come in as underdogs. But since the throw-in at half-3, Mel, there's only been one side in it, and that's been Adare. And their captain, Mark Foley, has been the leading light for them. He's playing a truly Herculean game at centre-back. But the forwards, the Adare forwards this afternoon, are taking every opportunity that comes their way.
Everybody involved now from an Adare viewpoint. I see a substitute over the far sideline. That's the great Davy Butler with his rallying cry. It's so deafening. I can in fact hear it here, and I'm 140 yards away from him. Mark Foley is about to take the free. Noel O'Callaghan is going to be introduced into the Patrickswell team any moment from now. Noel O'Callaghan, a new addition to Patrickswell this year, having joined the club from Kinturk. Inside, upward play, 30 yards out from the goal. This one has been driven left and wide though by Stephen Lavin. Donnacha Sheehan has gone down injured, and with his arms around him is Paul O'Reilly. I think O'Reilly may well have hit it off the ball. The referee has stopped play. I'm not so sure what's going to happen. Is it going to resume with the goal puck out? Is he going to throw it in? Or will it be a free for Adare in this Limerick Senior Hurling Championship Final? But the pitch is holding up reasonably well here at the Gaelic grounds. Indeed, I just mentioned the fields. I was in Patrickswell during the week at a training session. Their field was in great shape. That's, of course, a tribute to Moss Carmody, who was mowing it on the evening I arrived Thursday. That's Anthony's dad. Moss Carmody doing a fine job in Patrickswell. Natal O'Grady with a goal puck out. That's a long one down towards his half-forward line. But it's Stephen Lavin that slips through to win it for Adare. Late challenge by Paul Carey. That's going to be a free. Not where the ball landed, I don't think. Paul Carey is about to be yellow carded. Yellow card here, I would reckon, for Patrickswell's centre half forward Paul Carey, who missed a lot of the championship this year due to the fact that he was in the American holidays. Dave Keane has gone in there to attend to Adare's injured party, which is Stephen Lavin. Dave Moriarty, of course, is involved in the team training as well with Adare this season, as Noel O'Callaghan now moving in to the field of play. He's moving into a full forward position. That's where he played in the semi-final. He started that day against Gary Spillane in their narrow win. Tom Healy is receiving spray as well from Pat Lavin. And it's 2:15 to 1. There's a deafening noise in the background. The public address, I think, must be one of the worst public address systems in Ireland. So outdated and so difficult to hear, and mostly it's so annoying. Adare 2:15 Patrickswell, 1 goal and 4. Midway through the second half, Brian Gagan has been replaced on the Patrickswell team. He scored a point in the opening half. And eventually I think we're going to have play resumed here, as that one was popped over the crossbar. That was a point by Conor Fitzgerald, the free that was scored. It's now 2:16 to 1 goal and 4, and Mark Foley, a commanding figure in the heart of that Adare defence, launches this one forward, brought down by Paul O'Reilly for Patrickswell. Midway through the second half, he launches this one forward towards Kieran Carey now, who's been moved to centre half forward. There must be at least 30 positional switches since the game started on this Patrickswell team. Mike Alford trying to get a touch to it. Leaves it go through though, and it's Kieran Carey. Carey's putting the head down. He has to go for the goal, and that one is deflected over the crossbar by Timmy Houlihan. 1-5 for Patrickswell. 2:16 for Adare. That is 14 points between them, if my mathematics are correct, in this AIB Limerick Senior Hurling Championship Final. Patrickswell today in search of their 18th, would you believe it, Limerick Senior Hurling title. But they have it all to do, and more, to pull this one out of the fire. Adare coasting at the moment. Coasting. Now Con Murphy passed the fitness test this morning and has played well. Jack Foley on the 45. Jack Foley onto his left side. Is this over? Yes, it is, from the stick of Jack Foley. His first point of the day, but a good point at that. Jack Foley, we've seen some great scoring today. The two old men on the field, Anthony Carmody and Mike Alford together. But it's Alford that wins it. Mike Alford forward to Con Murphy. And Murphy back to Mike Alford. Alford going forward, trying to get the better here of Paul O'Reilly, not succeeding. Whistle has sounded. It's free for Patrickswell. A free for Patrickswell, the defending champions, who trail Adare by a huge margin. 2 goals and 17 points for Adare. Patrickswell 1-5. Just to recap, 2-11 to 2-7. It finished in favour of Kilmallock against Askeaton Desmonds in the minor hurling Premier Division final. 3 has been struck downfield by Gary Kirby, and out of Timmy Houlihan. It's out for a 65. I didn't think that he was going for the score, but he didn't know his own strength on that occasion, Gary Kirby, because he dropped it straight in on the goal line, and Timmy Houlihan was forced to concede a 65. A 65 that's now likely to be taken by Gary Kirby. You would think it's a plane landing in the background every time that public address system comes into play. It's so annoying. Here comes Gary Kirby. The 65, he dropped short. It's going to drop in around the edge of the square, but dropped away towards the right, the wide. And that's very much the story of the day for Patrickswell, as that is their 6th wide.
Yes, man, disappointing again for Gary Kirby there. Timmy Houlihan seems a little nervous every time the ball comes in around the man. And that might give the Wells some hope of grabbing a couple of goals. The one thing I would say, though, is that you have to be a realist here. You'd have to score 5 goals to draw level, and there's only 13 minutes left, plus injury time. It looks very much as if it's going to be a first county title for Adare.
Yes, and what celebrations there will be in Adare tonight, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Thursday week, and every day for the next month, should they win. It looks likely at this stage, as Patrickswell, though, have won themselves a free. Mark Foley has gone down, and a few players becoming embroiled in a little bit of a row here. At the moment, nothing like that nasty row that we had in the closing part of the opening half of the minor final between Kilmallock and Askeaton Desmonds, in which Askeaton Desmonds had a substitute red carded, and Kilmallock lost one of their starting players. Well, Bill Shockspar there in Adare for your passing. They have the biggest banner I have ever seen anyway. It measures 40 by 20. Yes, that's 40 feet by 20. Would certainly cover an amount of double beds, the amount of cloth that went into producing that fine banner outside Bill Chuck's in Adare. 2 goals and 17 points to 1 goal and 5. That's the score at the moment in the AIB Limerick Senior Hurling Championship final here between Adare and Patrickswell, with Adare, well, the team very much in command. On Tuesday next here at the Gaelic Grounds, the South Primary Schools finals will take place. There are 4 finals, I think, the first of which will start at 11 a.m. That's 11 a.m. here at the Gaelic Grounds on next Tuesday morning. But right now, it's Patrickswell with a free, Owen Foley to strike it in the 20th minute of the second half. He has no option but to go for a goal. He's a long way out from the goal, and it's stopped by Mike Alfred, and Alfred shoveling it clear. Now it's out as far as Jack Foley. Jack Foley for Adare. Support behind. That's with Peter Lavin. Lavin getting it up to Jack Foley. And Jack Foley inside his own defence of 45. Directing it down towards Brendan Heffernan. Brian Foley. It's with Heffernan now. Brendan Heffernan needing support. Has it behind with Conor Fitzgerald. Paul Carey putting in the challenge. The ball released forward. And it's Brian Foley. Difficult angle. Way over the far sideline. It drops down. Donica Sheehan in search of it. So too is Tony O'Brien. And it's Tony O'Brien that has gathered it. And despite the attempts there by Stephen Lavin to force the hook, it didn't work out. And it's Patrickswell moving into attack with their sub, Noel O'Callaghan. O'Callaghan going through. He knows that the mission is to go for a goal. He's trying to get in a shot. It's blocked and it's mopped up and whipped away by Mark Foley. And it comes out towards midfield, and Tom Healy losing out to Gary Kirby. There are a lot of holes now in the field of play. It's cutting up a little bit. Jack Foley dispossessed by Patrickswell's Paul O'Reilly. Unlucky not to be on the starting blocks today. He was introduced before half-time. Declan O'Grady firing it in top of the goalkeeper, Timmy Hoolan. Hoolan forced to make the save, running along his own end line. Noel O'Callaghan putting in the challenge. Support outside. The support there as ever with Mark Foley. Foley delivering this one down the field of play. We're inside the closing 10 minutes of the AIB Limerick Senior Hurling Championship Final, and Adare lead Patrickswell by an incredible margin of 2 goals and 17 points for Adare. Patrickswell 1 goal and 5.
I suppose the talking point no matter will be around the man of the match, and I don't think you're going to have to look further than Mark Foley for that. He's been head and shoulders above everyone here today. He's given an outstanding performance. That can be said. A lot of the Adare team is certainly seemed up for the game. They came out of the starting blocks a lot more quickly than Patrickswell. And well, in fairness, have never got into this contest, even though they did have the benefit of that Barry Foley goal. A scrappy goal it was, 5 minutes after half-time. That should have been the signal for them to get back into the game, but it wasn't. And then we had that Brian Foley goal for Adare to restore a big lead for them. They're 15 points adrift at the moment, well, and that's only to get level.
Mike Alfred, not Mike Alfred, just going through the team. Billy Kennedy, of course, that's been warmed up, and not Mike Alfred on the field of play. Billy Kennedy and Tony Hoolan are both being warmed up by the Adare management team as referees spot an infringement here, and that's a free out for Adare. I'm not so sure who it's down injured. It looks like Joey O'Brien from here, and the referee is going to have a word here with a member of the Patrickswell team. But really, to be truthful here, I think Adare are home and hosed in this AIB Limerick Senior Hurling Championship Final. A yellow card, that's a second one, so I think that Owen Foley is gone. Owen Foley has been sent off. Patrickswell will play out the closing 8 minutes plus injury time of this Limerick Senior Hurling Championship Final with just 14 players, with Owen Foley receiving a second yellow card just there. He has been sent off, and Adare have a numerical advantage, and a numerical advantage in a big way on the scoreboard, as they lead Patrickswell, the defending champions, on a score of Adare 2-17, Patrickswell 1-5. But it wasn't today nor yesterday that this came to be Adare's day, because of course they have won an array of underage titles, going for a third county under 21 hurling title this season. That's remarkable. Mark Foley stroking this one forward towards Conor Fitzgerald. Brendan Heffernan now inside the attacking 45, close marking on the part of Paul O'Grady. It's Paul O'Grady that manages to mop up play for Patrickswell, the advantage being allowed now. Paul O'Grady onto his right side, sending it forward towards the 2 number 6s. Kieran Carey wins it ahead of Mark Foley. Great friends that they are. Kieran Carey, still Kieran Carey. Now back to Declan O'Grady. O'Grady inside to Barry Foley. Foley 35 yards out from the goal. It's still Barry Foley playing it to the right. Kieran Carey was moving forward, but the whistle was sounded in advance of the ball being released into the path of Kieran Carey. It's a free for Patrickswell. Gary Kirby is moving forward this time, but I think it's a little too late for Patrickswell, a team that has graced us with many a marvellous display and county senior hurling final today, but today certainly not one of those. I think they're to lose their 6th county final today. The shot is in, and that's driven right and wide by Gary Kirby. It was low, a daisy chopper as they would call it. Adare 2-17, Patrickswell 1 goal and 5. Adare, a team that has never won the Limerick Senior Hurling Championship. That in itself is almost unbelievable. A lot of people now inside the field of play, and I think Adare are going to introduce an avalanche of subs in the last few minutes of play, because there are more players warming up as well alongside their team trainer, their Dave Moriarty.
I think most of the Patrickswell crowd men are beginning to leave. Here's Kieran Carey again. He's playing his heart out for the well, but really they need some goals. Here's Carey now, shot on goal, and Timmy Houlihan is content to tip that one over the bar. We saw him and Scholar doing the same thing a couple of weeks ago. If there's any doubt, just assisted on his way over the bar, but Mel at a scoreline of 2-17 to 1-6. They'll be singing in Adare for a long time tonight and right into the week.
Yes, out there on the banks of the Mag, they'll be celebrating. A first county senior hurling title will arrive in Adare tonight. God only knows what time. And they were joking during the week in Adare that they would take their time. They wouldn't use the bypass. They're travelling through Patrickswell with that trophy tonight. And my word, what an occasion it's going to be in Adare. Limerick Senior Hurling Champions for the first time. A club that was formed back in 1887 have never won the championship prior to October the 21st, 2001. It's unlikely that any of the founding members of Adare will be in the parish tonight, but I'm sure they're looking down on these brave young men as they're about to capture the Limerick Senior Hurling Championship title. With 4.5 minutes left in the game, Paul O'Reilly for Patrickswell has made a difference since introduced. Paul O'Grady onto the 45. Still Paul O'Grady hauled down. It matters little at this stage. Jack Foley the culprit. Jack Foley is going to have his name taken. He hasn't been yellow carded, so I presume it'll be just one yellow card. 2-17 for Adare. Patrickswell 1 goal and 6. It has been a lopsided Limerick Senior Hurling Championship final. Free has been taken. Anthony Carmody going for the goal. It's there. A goal. The quick free was taken by Barry Foley to Anthony Carmody. He released it, a thundering shot in past goalkeeper Timmy Houlihan. And now 11 points the margin between them. It's still possible, but only just. I'm an optimist sometimes, but I'm not that much of an optimist. I think it's Adare's day. Adare 2 goals and 17. Patrickswell 2 goals and 6. Timmy Houlihan with a massive goal puck out as far as the attacking 45. Barry Foley puts the head down, goes to the 65, goes inside Joey O'Brien. Stephen Lavin is going back. It's still Barry Foley. Foley's onto the 20, showing remarkable skill, loses his boot, sends it through, picked up by Peter Lavin, and Lavin emerging with the splitter, gets in a clearance that goes towards halfway or thereabouts and into the path of Brendan Heffernan. It's out. That's going to be a line ball. A line ball for Patrickswell. Patsy Coffey is over there, and I think Adare are thinking about introducing those subs, or will they stick with the 15 players that started this Limerick Senior Hurling Championship final? A lot of the crowd on the far sideline are going towards the exits. Indeed, some of the crowd in the Mackey stand have left long ago. Adare so much in front, so much the better team. It's unbelievable to understand that. Now, with play, and it's Patrickswell and Paul Carey. Carey being marked closely by Jack Foley. It's a free for Jack Foley and Adare. And Adare now about to introduce Tony Houlihan, who deputised for his brother Timmy Houlihan in goal in that semi-final victory against Piercing. That was a runaway win, actually, by Adare in the penultimate round of this year's championship. Tony Houlihan is going onto the field of play any moment from now in the closing stages of this AIB Limerick Senior Hurling Championship final. 2 minutes to go. Tony Houlihan is now going onto the field of play.
New horizons ahead now as well for Adare, Mal, because they're into the Munster Club Championship, and I'm sure the likes of Mark Foley will relish the prospect of being able to play in that competition.
Blackrock, the Cork champions, playing Kilmiley of Kerry today. I take it that Blackrock won, and Blackrock will provide opposition for Adare in the provincial semi-final. Tony Houlihan has been sent on and has replaced Tom Healy, 30 yards out from the goal. Here's Tony, but his shot has been blocked down. That's Tony Houlihan's shot that has been blocked down by Gary Kirby, it is, and Gary Kirby releasing it inside to Paul Carey. Carey maybe 60 yards out from his own goal, onto the left side, dropping this one forward, inside towards Barry Foley it is that has it now. Barry Foley moving through onto the right side, sending it through a couple of Patrickswell players there, but it was driven too strong. Dejected people, P.G. O'Grady, Peter Bennis, Dick Nash. Peter, of course, who won 6 senior medals in his playing days with Patrickswell. And P.G. O'Grady, of course, the man that has given tremendous service to Patrickswell, has managed them in a county senior hurling final victory before, but also in a couple of losing finals. And the other selector there, Dick Nash, of course, a former chairman, would you believe it, of the Mungat Club. Mungat, of course, who drew with Knockany in yesterday's exciting AIB Limerick Senior Hurling Championship final. Intermediate hurling final at that. Tony Houlihan has it once again. He's becoming involved right from the moment he was introduced 58 seconds ago. Conor Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald now playing it outside Con Murphy. We're inside the final minute. Con Murphy sending it in towards the goal, but it's dropped away towards the left and wide. And Adare are about to introduce a sub. It's not the player that's listed wearing 22. That's Billy Kennedy that's going on the field of play, and not Michael Toomey. He's wearing 22. That should be Michael Toomey, but I know the look of that Billy Kennedy anywhere. Now Jack Foley is moving out towards midfield, and in fact it's Brendan Heffernan who scored that crucial goal midway through the second half that is receiving a wonderful round of applause. The great veteran that he is, 35 or 36 years of age. Billy Kennedy is perhaps older than him. Now Kieran Carey for Patrickswell. His team adrift by 11 points, but he's not giving up. He's chipping in with a point to bring his team onto 2-7 and behind by 10 points. We're into injury time at the end of the AIB Limerick Senior Hurling Championship Final. History in the making here on October the 21st, 2001. Adare are on their way to winning the Limerick Senior Hurling Championship title. Gary Kirby bringing it down at midfield. Anthony Carby in possession for Patrickswell. Carmody stroking this one forward. It falls over the head of a couple of players, but not that of Declan O'Grady. O'Grady 40 yards out from the goal to Noel O'Callaghan. O'Callaghan with a shot, and he's drilled it over the crossbar. Adare 2 goals and 17. Patrickswell, the holders, 2 goals and 8. They are about to be released of their county title, Patrickswell, by Adare. An amazing Adare performance here at the Gaelic grounds today in this Limerick Senior Hurling Championship final. Goal puck out is being taken by Timmy Houlihan. Is there time for Dave Butler to be introduced? He's number 21. He's about to be introduced into the Adare team at the tail end of this game. We're a minute and a half into injury time. There is a free. It's a free, and the referee is halting play, I think, to allow time here for the introduction of Dave Butler. Dave Butler is going into the field of play. That's Big Dave moving into the full forward slot. Not so sure who's making way for him. I think it's Brian Foley. Dave Butler is in for the last part of this game. Patrickswell have a free. 2:17 to 2:8 they trail. It's sent forward by Gary Kirby as far as the 20-metre line. It's a free closer to the goal, and Patrickswell are moving Gary Kirby forward to take this. But I don't think that he's going to be collecting his 10th county senior hurling medal this evening. Patrickswell with 63 county senior medals on the field of play. Well, certainly the team that started. Adare with not even one, but Adare are going to win today's final. A free, late on, 20-metre free. Gary Kirby strikes it, half miscued. The ball is stopped in the mud down at the goal to our left. The whistle has sounded. It's a free out for Adare. A free out for Adare. And look at the crowd beneath me here. Everybody from Adare is there. Father Sean Sweeney is there as well. This is going to be Adare's day. They have waited years and years and centuries, would you believe it, for this remarkable occasion, this historic day for Adare. They lead Patrickswell, their greatest of rivals, in the Limerick Senior Hurling Championship Final on a score of 2 goals and 17 to Patrickswell's 2 goals and 8. Adare beaten in 68 to 86 by Clahone. They lost in 1993 and 96, following a replay to Patrickswell. But today, on October the 21st, this is going to be their day. Adare, under the management of Pat Lavin of Sligo, are about to win, or indeed have won, the Limerick Senior Hurling Championship title. The great men of Adare are champions at last. They have beaten the defending champions, Patrickswell. 2 goals and 17 points for Adare. Patrickswell, 2 goals and 8. The long wait is finally over, and it ends here on a glorious weatherwise afternoon at the Gaelic grounds. Adare champions in Limerick, 2-17 to 2-8.
And it deserved victory, led by 12 points at half-time, 1-12 to 3 points. Brendan Heffernan's goal in the 23rd minute, a very significant one. The Well got back into the game somewhat with a Barry Foley goal that left 10 points between the sides 5 minutes after the restart. But Brian Foley's goal in the 37th minute put Adare 2-13 to 1-3 ahead. They never looked back after that. There was 9 points between the sides at the end, but Adare were comprehensive winners this afternoon, and they were led by their captain Mark Foley. He's man of the match for me, Mal, but it's been a splendid team performance from Adare, and they're entitled to their celebrations. A great victory, and what a way to win your first county title, beating a team of the calibre of Patrickswell and beating them by a full 9 points.
I just noticed Mary Fitzgerald running up the field of play. That's Mary from the Woodlands. She's after breaking one of her high heels. I'm not so sure what she was wearing high heels here anyway for. The Adare team, since it's a historic day, Timmy Hoolan in goal, full back line Joey O'Brien, John Paul Healy and Peter Lavin, half backs Mike Alford, Mark Foley, Eamon Fitzgerald, Tom Healy and John Foley at midfield, Stephen Lavin, Con Murphy and Conor Fitzgerald the half forwards, Jonica Sheehan, Brian Foley and Brendan Heffernan the inside forward line. Joey O'Brien couldn't start, and Joey O'Brien started for Michael Clifford, and the reserves Tony Hoolan, Kevin Costello, Joey O'Brien, Porter Carney, Tony Dunn, Dave Butler, Michael Toomey, Brian Sexton, Billy Kennedy, Damien Morden, Colin Cribben, Joseph Lane, Aidan O'Reilly and Sean Brennan. The management, Pat Lavin, Dave Keane, Vincent Foley, Pat MacDonald and Dave Moriarty as team trainer. The only hurling team in Ireland to be sponsored by a 5-star hotel, and a 5-star performance they turned in today. Adare are the Limerick Senior Hurling Champions for the very first time. They have soundly beaten Patrickswell on a full-time scoreline here of Patrickswell 2 goals and 17. Adare 2 goals and 17. Patrickswell 2-8. Adare champions in Limerick, and from the Gaelic grounds it's back to studio.
Right, lad, hang on. Right, lad, hang on.
Where's your holiday?
One minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, today members, players, officers of the LGA Club and Patrickswell LGA Club, first of all, I want to congratulate both officers on this year's 2001 Senior Hurling Final. And in doing so, I also want to remember the other 14 teams who set out in quest of winning the Gaelic Cup. I want to thank our GA team, the chairmanship of Michael O'Sullivan and Secretary Jimmy Hartigan, and the support for all the clubs for the smooth way in which the competition was run. Today's game, whilst it may have ended one-sided, I want to pay a special word of tribute to Patrickswell. They're an example of even when the game was going away from them, they were at all times sporting. I congratulate Patrickswell. They've been magnificent champions in the past, no doubt they will again in the future, but today's day is a dares day. And it's often said in sport that there are no certainty. Kilkenny were certainly to win the Senior All-Ireland Patrickswell, the Senior Championship in Limerick, but what a display we saw here today from Patrickswell, from Adare, in heavy conditions, scoring 19 scores. I congratulate them, they were absolutely magnificent. And I have no doubt that this day fortnight they will be excellent standard bearers for Limerick in Cork Keeve, who will take on the Cork champions Blackrock, the first one in the Munster Diamond, and we wish them a success on the day. Before I have the pleasure of handing the cup to the captain, I want to pay a special thanks first of all to our very, very generous sponsors this year who came on board and will be for the next 3 years. Adare is represented here today by Dennis Brosnan and Michael Murphy. Thank you very much. I wish to thank the referee, Pat O'Connor, his linesman and umpire for doing an excellent job, and finally to Willie Mulcahy and the ground staff here in the Gaelic ground for having the ground in excellent condition. It now gives me great pleasure to present the Daily Cup for the first time ever to the captain of the Adare team, Mark Foley.
Chahirlach Aaron Agus a Gwina Wush like a lair. It's more on the Lord Dumsa on Cornshaw Glacka Agus a Hogan to Rashgodi Adare Anocht. Mr. Chairman, Reverend Fathers, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Gaels, this is the proudest day of my life. And it gives me a great privilege to accept the cup on behalf of a gallant group of Adare players. We've been trying for many, many years. Our first year was here in 1968. We've been in a good few finals since. Gerald Griffin wrote of sweet Adare, but I'm sure there has never been a sweeter day in the history of Adare than there is today. I'd like to pay a special tribute to a lot of people. First of all, I suppose there would be no senior hurling team in Adare only for the Christian brothers. And I know there's one very proud man here today, a Tipperary man, and his name is Brother Dewan. Also, I'll have to give credit to Mrs. Kennedy, recently retired, who fostered the game to the youth of Adare in Seantrad National School. Now, today is a very special day in the history of Adare GAA. As I said, we've tried on many occasions, but at last the famine is over. I'd like, on this day, there's many people part of the setup today, but definitely, I don't think there is a more deserving recipient of a county medal than Mike Alford at 42 years of age. Also, I think it was great to see Billy Kennedy coming on in the last 10 minutes. A great servant to Adare hurling, and I've no doubt that this, although it's the first one, it's the hardest one, and we'll be back for many, many more titles in the not too distant future. This was a massive effort we put in this year. I'd like to pay special tribute to our trainer, Darcy, Dave Moriarty. also to Ted Hurley, our medical staff, and Gay and Dr. Masterson, who was here today. And I suppose, in particular, our selectors, Dave Keane, Pat McDonald, Vincent Foley, and our manager, the man from Sligo, Pat Lavin. Now also I'd like to pay special tribute to a gallant Patrickswell side. I know they feel they didn't do themselves justice today. My heart goes out to them for the simple reason that we've been in the same situation on many times before. But I'm sure, knowing the tradition that's in Patrickswell, that they'll be back in the very near future. I'd like to give them 3 cheers. Hip hip. Hip hip. Hip hip. Thanks very much.
Right, we're on the air. Conor Fitz, fabulous day for the day, fabulous day for Conor Fitzgerald and Fitzgerald family.
Oh Jesus, this is what the whole of Adare has been waiting for all our lives. I just can't believe it. I don't know what's after happening, to tell you the truth. We've lost so many of them down through the years and we've been at them. It's just hard to believe it. The way we played so well today, we just had God on our side and looking at us that we'd everything going with us. But by God, I'm just delighted. I can't believe it, Jim.
The early runners in Lanzarote, Con.
Oh Jesus Christ. With Seamus Jurek and Jet Oh no, Jesus, it's all through the years, all the underage titles, everything, all the fellas that have done the work, mentors, everything, Dave Keane, Pat Levins, the brother of the ones, you could go on and on, all the fellas have done so much work down through the years, and finally it's paid off.
Did you ever believe that you could win by anything like this, man?
I never believed it like this. I never believed it like beyond our wildest dreams to have something like that, to win, was it 217 to 2-8?
Unbelievable.
Jesus, we've never seen like this in our whole lives. This is where it all starts, the club, and we're just over the moon. We can't believe it.
Munster Club Championship, a big challenge again.
Big challenge, but we'll just like this year, we'll take it one step at a time and we'll take it another step. That's just another step in the way. This is just unbelievable. This caps everything off for me.
Who wouldn't believe you'd have an All-Ireland County Championship
sure.
in the 1 year?
Unbelievable. Can't believe just to go up with just a great crop of players, and thanks be to God all the work is paid off down through the years. This means more to us than any All-Ireland. You could ask Dave Keane, I can guarantee, because this is where it all starts. We're just delighted. Thanks very much.
Back to the club, and well done.
Thank you very much, sir.
Mighty deafness. Well done, lads. 25th. We'll move down, John.
Jerry Chalk.
Johnny, good to see you.
Thank you, Jim.
Good day for the day.
Unbelievable.
When they get up here this side.
Very good.
Johnny Chalk here from Clonmel.
Oh yes, that's great age on that.
I'd say a shot to play at this stage, Johnny.
Yes, more so than some of the players, I'd say. That's great.
Did you ever believe you'd see a day when a day would do something like this?
I never thought I'd see the day. I gave up the last time they were beat. But fair play to them today, they gave it everything. They were magnificent.
Absolutely brilliant.
Oh, fantastic.
Could you believe that to be so one-sided?
Well, I was afraid it might be the other way around, like, you know, after all the years, but that was fantastic. Worth the wait now, it was really worth the wait.
And a lifetime of a wait, Johnny.
Well, yes, and I'm particularly delighted for my girlfriend and having, I hope for anyway, Mark Foley, captain of the team next year. That'll do me.
And an all-star.
And an all. That's there. I can guarantee that's there.
Have you that car ready for action?
I have it ready. You needn't worry. It's ready. Ever ready. That's for sure.
Well, Johnny, good to see you.
Oh, Jesus, thanks a million.
You won't be going to Clonmel tonight?
Not for a while.
Not for a while, I'd say.
Not for a good while.
a few days.
Oh, it'll be that anyway. Yeah.
Well done. Well done.
Thanks a million.
Good to see you again, Johnny.
Thanks a million.
Well
right, thanks.
Now, thumbs up. Right, John Cregan, Senator John Cregan from Drumcar, future Fianna Fáil TD for West Limerick. Possibly. But we won't discuss politics, John. Hurling is today. How do you feel in this one?
Absolutely. It is a tremendous day for Adare, and I'd like to heartily congratulate them. They have been trying for many, many years, and I suppose looking back at the run into the game, the well raging hot favourites, they have been tremendous servants in Limerick Hurling. They have a tremendous club, and an example for the whole county. But I had a sneaking suspicion for the last couple of weeks that they were going to have that all the glory, and they had it today. They hurled out of their skins in the first 20 minutes they won the game. And fair play to the well, they kept plugging away and made it respectable, I suppose, in the last 5 or 6 minutes. But having that, I think, there's a great buzz around the county. We have no county champions, and, it can only be good for Limerick Hurling in the future.
2 new county champions, John Drumcar, for the first time.
That's right, Jim. We were here a far ago, my own club from Bradford, and we won a senior football championship for the first time, and Adare have come on today, 2 weeks after, we won a hurling for the first time, so that's definitely good for the game in Bradford and in Adare, and hopefully in the county as well.
You wouldn't have believed, John, it could be as one-sided as this. Nobody could.
Nobody could, Jim, but if you look back on the last weekend's results down in Kilkenny in the county championship, Greg Ballycallum are raging favourites to win the county final. They failed to score from play in the day. You know, that's something that can always happen when people are made to raging hot favourites. It just happened. The well didn't go, the things didn't go well today. Everything seemed to break for the day, but I suppose you make your own look at the end of the day, and certainly they were very, very worthy champions.
Well done, John. Thank you very much. Best of luck to Drumcollar in the club championship.
Thanks very much, Jim.
And you have a home draw.
We have a home draw next Saturday.
That'll be a big day in Drum.
It'll be a great day for the club to play hosting a Munster Senior Club Championship.
Well done, John. Best of luck.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Cut. Right. Donny McCarthy, lifelong GAA Adare supporter. I'm a kind of lost for words at this stage. Donny, where do you stand?
Well, we're all lost for words at this stage, Jim, because we didn't really expect this. Now, we knew the team was good enough, but if they played right on the day, and they did that today, they all played well today. There wasn't one man in the field that didn't do his stuff today, and we're proud of them all.
Absolutely brilliant.
Brilliant stuff.
Tremendous performance from start to finish, Donny.
All the way through, they had a great start and they kept it up all the way through. Maybe they tired a bit in the finish, but you'd expect that.
But I suppose being ahead so much probably contributed to that as well, you know.
Maybe so, but we're there now, we're county champions.
You wouldn't have believed that they had to be bringing in subs, given fellas a rest at the end of this county final.
No, not really, no. But some of them fellas that came on there were part of the team for the last couple of years, and they gave him a run today just to keep him in it.
What about Mike Alfred?
Mike Alfred is something else, you know.
Tremendous man.
He deserved that medal more than anyone.
Well, I said coming in, if any man deserved to win the county, was Mike Alfred. As far back as I know there, Mike Alfred has been there.
As long as I can remember his playing with him, I'd say he's played in about 4 or 5 finals. So he got his medal after all.
Well, tremendous for him. And a great day. Don't you have a mighty night?
We'll have a mighty week, Jim.
Well, there'll be no work.
No.
Well done.
All right, thanks very much.
Donny, good to see you again. David.
How are we doing?
Cut. That's what is more. What's the all right.
And you're not getting it.
I have two of them here. I must get them off. I do indeed, Jim. How are you?
She's charged me 15 minutes. On the air. Anita.
Oh, God.
We're on the air. Anita Foley, did you ever think you'd see a county championship in Adare?
Well, I suppose really I didn't, because like we had been in 5 already, lost 4 to the well, and but still we kept plugging away. And I must say now, because they won today, but the boys were kind of quietly confident that if they were to win it, this was their year.
This was the one.
Because we had Connor and we had Donegan, the under-21 All-Ireland, and the young lads out there today, they did play.
They were
They were absolutely fantastic.
You wouldn't
really
have.
But Dick, how are you?
We'll come to. You wouldn't have believed, Anita, that nearly at half-time the game was as good as over.
No, this is the thing. And I was thinking to myself, we had such a lead, sometimes it's a bad thing, and they got complacent there in the second half.
That's right.
And but thankfully, and thanks to God, and for the whole lot of them, but especially for Spike, Brendan Heffernan, and Con Murphy, really.
Absolutely.
You know, and Mike Alford, like, in fairness, he's some operator.
Well, I think everyone here is thrilled that Mike Alford
won. Brilliant. And I must say, in fairness to Mark, because Mark just, the amount of time and the dedication he puts into the hurling, and John and Brian, but fair play to the whole parish of Adare.
But at least Matt Foley will win a lot in the future. Mike Alfred probably won't.
Well, I'm delighted for Mike.
From that point of view, it's tremendous.
Brilliant. Mick, how are you? Wasn't it brilliant? Let's have enough of this.
Right, Anita, thank you very much.
You're welcome indeed.
You'll celebrate for the rest of the week.
We'll celebrate for the rest of the winter.
Will you be in AIB this week?
I will, on Wednesday.
Will you? Wednesday. You have 2 days of vacation.
I have 2 days to recover.
Well done. Thank you very much. Now, see, we're on the air. Dick, mighty day for Dick Fitzgerald.
A great day.
Could you believe that was going to happen?
Well, I fancied him all right, but I didn't think they'd win as easily.
The big lead at half-time, Dick, did you think that was a bit of a disadvantage?
Well, you would never know with Patrickswell, but they were playing second fiddle everywhere on the field.
Adare played well.
Played mighty, fast up to the ball, more hunger.
Tremendous. Mike Alfred, marvellous man. Sure, there's another 5 or 6 years, I'd say, him. Do you reckon he'll go on?
Oh, he can go to the 50, no bother. No bother.
Dick?
Blessed Jesus, how are we getting on? Out digs. Goodbye, Andrew.
Well done. Right, Mick?
Yes.
Did you ever think you'd live to see this day happening?
Well, I did. I knew that it was going to come, but I was getting very doubtful in the last few years. We were so near and so far away from the finish. But I know these bunch of lads, I saw him coming up from under 10. All them young fellas. I said, there's something in these.
Right.
I proved right today.
You had a long...
And anyone that asked me all the week, and Adare is full of fellas, I won't beat the well. I know they'll beat the well today. Them fellas will win him today to win.
Tremendous hurlers there.
Yeah.
They had a fantastic performance, all of them, Mick.
They had. They won it in style.
They won it in style.
They did, of course.
Imagine Adare to have a county won in the first half an hour. It was unbelievable.
They had it won. They had it won.
You wouldn't believe that could happen.
Well, I cried, and the man with me there, Andrew, we cried at the final whistle.
Well,
and we're not ashamed to say it.
Well, a lifetime waiting, isn't it marvellous to see it? And it's good for Limerick hurling.
Of course it is.
Has to be good. It has to be good.
Eamon Craig can be looking around now after today.
At least they gave a tremendous performance. You'll celebrate for the rest of the night.
We will, with the help of God.
Mick, well done. Well done. Thank you very much. Cut.
Huh?
Oh yeah. Mary, thanks very much.
You'll give us a few words.
What do you want me to say now? What can I say after that?
Look at Brother Dewan, a lifelong GAA supporter.
That's all right.
Matt Foley, thank you.
I never thought I'd see the day.
Didn't you, brother?
I didn't. And what pleases me most about it was the style that they did it in. You know,
absolutely
the whole match
tremendous.
from the word go, they played beautiful hurling. They well played beautiful hurling, and they won it in style. And
from number 1 to 15, every one of them
played their part.
No doubt down to your coaching.
No, I didn't coach any of those hardly at all. No, except a couple of the old fellas.
Right.
No.
You coach Mike Alfred, I would imagine.
Mike Alfred.
Andrew Murphy.
A bit. I had Andrew for a while. I know they're all below me.
Is that right?
But I don't care who coached them. They did their stuff today, and I'm waiting for it. I didn't think I'd live long enough to see him doing it.
How long are you involved with the GAA, brother?
About 6 years.
A lifetime.
It is a long time.
A long time.
Yeah.
You've seen a lot of great players going through your hands.
I have, and bad days too. More bad days.
You
have the good days, but the bad days were always the end of the year, the end of the year, and it was harder to take at that time. You know?
Today is one of the good days.
Today's way up there. Yeah.
Well, it's great.
Thanks very much.
It's great to be around for it.
It is. Oh, cripes it is.
Brother, thank you very much.
Thank
you very much indeed.
Bye bye.
No. Mike?
Yes?
They're saying you're the boss man of Adare.
Well, I wouldn't say that. They might be saying it, but I'm not saying it.
Down to Holland, serious stuff. Good day for Adare.
Very good for Adare. Very good.
Did you expect it?
No. No, I was afraid of the well. I was afraid of the well. Jimmy was the only one that never backed them. Jimmy had an opinion of them. We all had money except Jimmy.
Were you happy at half time?
Very happy. I was like a pig in. I'll say no more.
You didn't think it was a disadvantage to be lead?
No. I said the well lured water at that stage.
Well done. Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Sean?
Jim, how are you?
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable, Jim. Our day has come at long last.
Did you ever think it's...
Yeah, I said always, if you knock at the door often enough, one day it'll open.
The door will open.
And we kept that hidden. Thank God our day has come.
Well, you were a long time knocking at the door, Sean.
Not that long, Jim. I'm young enough.
A good bit. A lot of bad days, but today...
We had a lot of disappointments, fierce disappointments.
Today's a real good one.
But we keep at it, and look, thankfully,
I suppose a team performance was tremendous.
But after the team performance, yeah, from all the ways out, was Mark Foley gave an exhibition.
Tremendous man.
An exhibition.
A new all-star.
Well, should be. No doubt about it. Has to be. Yeah, has to be.
Whatever about individuals, it was a team performance that won it.
No doubt about that. They moved the ball around well. They took their scores very well.
You didn't think it would be won at half-time, Sean?
Well, I didn't think that it was won at half-time.
Well, but it was a lot of the way, really.
Playing Patrickswell, you never know.
You never know. Well, you'll celebrate long into the night.
We might have a few little scoops now on the way home.
You're anxious to go for the cup of tea at this stage, I'd say.
Yeah, the old cup of tea and saying,
well done. We'll move in.
Highest in my head. Thank you, Jim.
Sean, thank you. Vincent. Tremendous day for the Foleys, tremendous day for the day.
Yeah, great family day, great day for the club. We've been waiting for years for this.
Did you believe it could happen?
I did. We wouldn't be involved if we didn't think it would happen. We knew it was going to be an uphill struggle. It was easier in the end, but you know, but we've trained hard. We've been at this for years. Things came right first on the day. Maybe we played hard enough at long last.
You made it come right.
We made it come right. Yes, they played some fantastic hurling out there today.
Well, you had 15 men playing well, and it just had to be you have everyone. You had a few starring. I suppose you had Matt Foley starring.
Yeah, he played a great game again. I mean, he's a great, I always say, great hurler, great leader, but on off the field. So we're very proud of him.
You had Jack Foley.
Yes, great man again.
In actual fact, I suppose the three of them played tremendous hurling, you know.
Yeah, well, we're proud of them, but I mean, it's a team game. Well, they were all the lads as well.
What about Mike Alfred?
Ah, sure, you know. I mean, he's better with the age he's getting. He's like the wine.
Dick Fitz says he's going on for another 5 years.
Oh, well, I'll tell you, I think that was a mistake in his birth chart. He couldn't be playing that well at that age.
There's something wrong with the best. You're dead right.
That's right.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Best of luck.
1-2.
We're okay. Oh, John, you're on. Sorry. Tom, chairman of the club. Tremendous day.
Absolutely brilliant feeling. You wait so long for a victory like this. When it comes so easily, but the lads played brilliantly from start to finish. They were very economical with what they did. The scores in the first half, and it was all over at half time, really, you know.
A lot easier than expected.
A lot easier than expected, like, you know. But that often happens when you're waiting for your first title for so long, and then it clicks on the day. It comes so easy.
I suppose I'm saying there, I think I'm repeating myself, that when so many fellas play well at the one time, it's going to be very difficult to beat a team like that, you know.
Yeah, before the game today, the lads were very relaxed all week. There was no panic, there was no pressure. They knew what they had to do, and they did it very, very well.
You didn't think the lead was too big at half time?
No.
Taking
it all, so long as we were on the right side of it at the end of the year, we were happy.
You just always have the fear of it being a bit complacent when you go so far ahead.
Well, I think that the most important thing about today is all the lads that have ever worn red and black every day. This is what they've tried to achieve down through the years. This bunch of players today did it. But we must always remember that those who wore the red and black jersey every day down through the years to everybody aiming to get to this day. Today we got there.
Tremendous. You'll enjoy the night, Tom.
We will indeed.
Maybe a bit longer.
I've no doubt.
Well done. Congratulations. Thank you.
You'll have it at long last. No more.
Stand in there. John, are we on the air? On the air. This is my old friend Mike Alfred. I reckon he's 45. Dick Fitz says he's 47. What is the real age?
45 and a half.
Mike,
none of you lose money.
I never believed I'd see you winning the county senior medal. Congratulations. It's a tremendous day for you.
Thanks. It was, Jim, and I think we've done it in style as well. You know, a lot of papers had us written off and media and that, like, but we knew if we got 10 fellas to hold well, and today we got 15 fellas to hold well. Everyone hold well, and there's no team would have stayed with us today. Like, I know we conceded one or two soft goals in the end, like, but we were still 12, 15 points to better.
Commanding lead, Mike, you couldn't really.
You couldn't see us losing it, no.
You couldn't maintain the lead. You couldn't maintain the effort, you know.
No, we put everything into the first half to get in front, and even if Patrickswell were in front, I still think we had it in us to come back. Everything went right. The last day we had 17 wides. Lads hit balls from awkward angles and they went over the bar today. One of those days, like, you know, that everything went right.
You were economical today, but you took your chances.
We took our chances and we played a cute game. We passed the ball. I suppose you could say we beat Patrickswell at our own game. Yeah. And, you know, passes came off, and there was some, just before half time, there was a great movement between, I think, Tom Healy, Jacko, Con Murphy, Stephen Levin, and a point came out of it.
And Brian Foley played very well today.
Brian played very well, yeah. Jonica, you couldn't. I said the lads on the sideline had a job to make a change because everyone done their bit, like, you know. And
it was tremendous.
It was a tremendous team.
You'll celebrate for a while after this, Mike.
We have a lot of calls to make, all right.
Will there be any post in a day or tomorrow?
If there's anyone on post listening, Monday week. Monday week.
They won't mind being without it for a few days.
It'll probably be Tuesday because it's the bank holiday as well.
Well done, Mike.
Thank you, Jim.
Good to see you. Matt Foley, congratulations. Tremendous game. I've spoken to your mother and your father. Very proud of you.
Yeah, it's a proud day for all of us, really concerned with it there.
Well, your father said it was a great family day, and no doubt it's a great day. But
I mean, there's a lot of families involved. I suppose at the end of the day, when you start hurling, I suppose your mother and father and the rest of your family kind of promote the game and help you along. And really, it's the same for any other family associated with this success today. But more so than anything else, you know, it's a great day for the club.
What would you put down the winning of this tour now?
We got a great start. You know, I think we hit the ground running. You know, it's important to start winning any match, but I think the start we got was reflected on the scoreboard. We opened up a bit of daylight between ourselves and Patrickswell straight away, and we built on it. In previous years we would have sat back and tried to defend the lead, but I think today we pushed on, and it was only in the last 10 minutes where we really kind of sat back, you know.
You wouldn't have believed that you could be so far ahead at half time.
Well, I hate to say that we thought we were going to be in that position, but we knew that we could win. I think an awful lot of people wrote us off. You know, the bookies, we were 2-1 this morning coming into the game. It's a long odds for a 2-horse race because, you know, recently we've been very successful both in minor and under 21 level. And there's a lot of talent in it there, and I always thought that if we got it together right in the day that we were going to be in there with a right shout.
Does it prove the point that a young team is the way to go?
And certainly, I suppose a young team, fair enough, but the young team, the younger guys that we have carry no baggage. They've been winners at underage level now for the last 4 or 5 years. They don't know what it's like to lose. I think it was reflected today, you know.
Maybe Eamon Cregan's policy with young players in terms of Limerick hurling, maybe that's the way to go as well.
Well, I suppose young players, again, carrying no baggage, they've loads of confidence in their own ability. As well, when you're coming into a final, a lot of those guys inside, they've never lost a final before.
They've no fear.
They've no fear of losing, and definitely I think we weren't afraid really to push on when we were so far ahead. You know, as I said, we didn't panic and we didn't sit back in our lead and let Patrickswell come back at us until the last 10 minutes.
Is it the end of the road for some of the Patrickswell players?
I don't think so. Like you saw Mike Alfred there today, 42 years of age, played a starring role, you know. You know, if you look after yourself, train well and, you know, put in the effort, there's no reason why you can't continue on, you know, well into your 30s. Mike is there at 42 years of age. So really, I suppose, we were maybe that little bit hungrier. Patrickswell were successful last year. They've been very successful in the recent past. I think today was long overdue for us. And definitely, I don't think Patrickswell were going to be hungrier than us today.
Mike is an example, I suppose, of every young player, isn't he?
Without a doubt. I mean, he makes the very difficult things look easy. With the likes of Mike Alfred, you know, he's the heart and soul of any club. He's been playing. He was here in 1996 and delivered a fantastic performance again that day. So it's great for the likes of Mike Alfred. Like, he's been involved as a player. He was manager of the under-21 team that won the county final last year. And I'm just delighted for him, and Billy Kennedy as well came on. He was here in 1990, 93, 96 as well. And it's for those guys really that should be delighted.
He wouldn't have thought it would have taken 15 years to win a county, would he?
Definitely not. I'd say he wouldn't have thought he would have been involved today as a player anyway. But certainly, I don't think anyone would begrudge us the victory today.
For Mark Foley, captain of a Limerick senior team, future All-Star, no doubt about it.
I don't know. Really, you only live for the moment in this game. You know, I mean, you take every game at a time.
Well,
you know,
you live for today, Mark. It was a tremendous, and I'm sure you're man of the match. It was a tremendous performance.
Thanks very much.
Well done. Best of luck. Now here with us we have Jim Kennedy, PRO of Adare Club. Proud day, Jim.
A very proud day for Adare. I suppose we waited since 1968 to win a senior. There's nothing like it. It's the sweetest thing we've ever had.
A great feeling.
Absolutely nothing like it. As one man said to me coming off the field, I don't care if I die tonight after winning that.
A lovely day.
It is.
I suppose for people who have been lifelong supporters of Adare, maybe never believed they could win it.
Never believed, but at the same time we were never that far away if we got it together. It's just the fact the Well didn't get it together today, we did. Usually it's the other way around. The way they're usually 10 points up on us 5 minutes ago, it was the other way around today, you know.
You started at 100 miles an hour, didn't you?
We did, and we got 15 hurling, which is the main thing, you know. You don't always get 15 hurling.
I think that has come up there in the interviews, that you had everyone hurling.
Everyone hurling, and there's nothing like it.
Had to be a full 15 running well.
Full 15, and I suppose you have to go back to the men at centre back, Mark Foley.
Tremendous.
I've never seen anything like it, you know. Just unbelievable. Our forwards stick today. Full back line, right up along the whole ways. And in fairness, when we wanted our goalie there in the end twice, he ran off 2 great saves. So credit must go to everyone, and he must go further than that. We've been there on the selectors. They know their stuff.
A lot of work goes into achieving what you did today, Jim. A lot of background work, selectors.
Definitely. I suppose Pat and the boys came in for the first time this year, and nobody really knew. We weren't going that well earlier in the year. But we had to hit a high at some stage, and we hit it on the right day.
Today was a good day for it.
And as well as that, the betting, if you were a betting man, you could have got 3-1. There's a lot of betting at 3-1, and there's no 2 teams going out today.
You really want to be very dedicated to believe you could win. I didn't think you could win, being very honest about it.
We kept it low, in the sense that I suppose everybody were hoping we'd win, and we didn't. Other years we went out and we said we can win it. We just said this year that we go out, if we win it, well and good. If we don't, if we put up a good performance, but we wanted it badly for the club.
It's good for Limerick hurling, Jim.
Brilliant for Limerick hurling in this, and it's not so much that we get more county players on it. It's the fact that it might go around to other clubs. There's a lot of clubs that can do it if we can do it. You know.
It just proves that the Well can be beaten.
Yeah, the Well can be beaten, and certainly they weren't good all year, and there's no good in saying they were. They were there to be beaten, and like they have their stars, we had our stars, but with the 15 hurl.
You had more stars today, that's the difference.
We did.
On the day, you went into what it is after winning.
And our accuracy was absolutely second to none, you know, because our shooting, when you have shooting like that.
Your accuracy will be good for the rest of the night, I presume.
Well, we had Monday booked off, but I think now it's going on to the rest of the week. So if there's anybody there at work, lads, that sees me, I won't be back.
They won't see you for a while. Thank you very much. Well done. Well done. Off we go. I
talk to you later on.
Are you going away?
I am, yeah.
All right. Go. James, just a quick few words. Tremendous day.
Great day, Jim. I suppose we're waiting 37 years for it. I've been involved myself 25, I suppose. This is the greatest day of our lives, you know.
Well, when we used to play there a long time ago at underage level, James Kavanagh was always involved in a day.
Well, yes, we've been involved at minor level and under 21 and junior level for the last number of years, but this was what we were striving for so long, to bring the team together. But we have great lads in the Foleys and everybody involved, Mike Alford and the Foleys, and even Tony Dunn and Brendan Heffernan and all those who are there for so long, you know.
Tommy Dunn.
And Tommy Dunn, and you know, everybody that have been involved down the years. And there's a few tonight that have left us in the last couple of years, like Jody O'Brien's father, Jody, and we'll say Joe Ryan, and all those who strive down the years to make it there what it is today. And they're above looking down, and I hope that, you know, they're there with us.
It's a very proud day. We got, even if he was a brother Dewan, a long time involved, you know.
Yes, I do. The one's involved all his life. It's like
tremendous.
It was great. It was great now, and the first of many with the help of God.
With the help of God. James, you'll have a great night.
We'll enjoy it. That's all I'm saying.
Congratulations.
We'll do Limerick proud in the club championship.
We were doubting it yesterday, some of us, but well done. Well done.
Thanks very much.
Neil, wish your brother the best of luck. Neil Foley, you're well and truly painted for the occasion.
Yeah,
you must be a very happy woman.
Very happy now. I've been waiting for this, I don't know how long. We lost loads of finals and I'm just thrilled today to be...
How long are you supporting them?
Since 14 years now I've been supporting them. I'm so happy.
You went through a lot of effort today. You must be the most painted woman in the Gaelic grounds.
Oh, I think so, yeah.
Well, you'll enjoy the night?
I will, yeah. I'll go to Woodlands now and I'll be out all night.
Well done, Neil. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Well done. Dave, do you believe it?
It's taken a while to sink in, but it's very good. I think Adare needed it. I've been in Adare 16 years, and I think this is my 5th county final, and this is our first win in it.
All at the wrong end.
All at the wrong end. A lot of them to Patrickswell now, but in fairness, we took our beating at the time, and Patrickswell have as well. They were all in to wish us the very best and hope that we enjoy ourselves this evening, which we will. Adare will be the place to be this evening.
You know the old saying, you have to lose before you win.
And we've lost a few of them, so maybe we could be there for a couple of years.
You've lost too many of them.
We've lost too many of them, yeah.
Where would you lay the winning of today's match?
I think 1 to 15, we showed great commitment, every one of them, and it's easy to play on a team when the 15 fellas are playing well. I don't, to be unfair to single out anybody, the half-back line did very well, right? They controlled the game, but everybody else did their job. And I think we needed that to beat the Well. The Well are such a good team, we needed to be so far ahead because they were going to come back at us.
But general belief there is when you get everyone hurling well as a
it is, and that's what we did today.
It's very difficult to beat that. From here, is it good for Limerick hurling?
I think it is, and again I have the best of time for the Well. I think they're a fabulous club, well organised, but I think that a small change within the county scene mightn't be bad for Limerick at all.
It can't but benefit to see.
I can't though, because the Well will be back again next year. They'll fight, they'll never be down.
They will always be back.
They will be, yeah.
Well, it's good to see they're winning. Dave, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Best of luck next year.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Billy Chalk, long time supporter. Did you ever believe it?
Never believed it. I played in the 68 final and I threw it away from him. Yeah. And this is the greatest day of my life. Tremendous. Unbelievable.
Did you really think they had a chance, Billy?
I did. Quietly at home and coming along each round of the championship. They were just getting there. They were improving. They were low profile. And I thought that one mighty effort would do the job. By God, to some effort.
You wouldn't have believed that the Well would have been beaten so easily.
No way. I thought if we got there by a point or two, to be more than enough. But the truth of it, they did it today. And I was thankful to God that Patrickswell beat Gary's Plan, the semi-final. Because to win a title, you must beat the Well. And that's the only way to do it.
And of course the rivalry between Adare and the Well is
unbelievable.
Goes back.
And the other thing that I'd always say, when we won the junior in '64, the only adult title we won, Brother Dewan wrote a song. And there was one verse of it, and I'll never forget it. And he always says, "Then up young lads from sweet Adare, and follow where we led, and bring fresh laddles to Adare, and to the black and red." And they did it today.
Well done.
And it's the happiest day of my life.
Well done, Billy.
I'm ready to meet my maker.
Well, fair play.
That's all I can say.
And Brother Dewan was here to see
Yeah,
it.
he was. No better man.
I remember him going
He
back.
saw the seeds.
I remember him 30 years ago.
Yeah.
As a young lad, I wasn't so young that time. As far back as I can remember.
Yeah.
He was there.
Yes.
About,
Yeah.
So tremendous to see
That's
him
right.
here for it.
Unbelievable. Thank God he lived to it. Mike Alford, Billy Kindy, every one of them.
You couldn't believe that the older players would be brought on with no fear of losing.
That's true.
You know,
And the one other thing, I met that great stalwart Billy Sheehan on the street yesterday, and he says, "What do you think?" I says, "Billy will do it." And he says, "We have to." He says, "I will be in the Guinness Book of Records." 6 losses in a row. I thought it was a great fucking achievement.
Well done.
Unbelievable.
It will be a big night in Adare. It'll be a big week in Adare.
Month.
You won't be able to enjoy it, Billy. You'll be working.
I don't care. We'll float out somewhere. Well
done, well done.
Right.
Congratulations to you.
Thanks, lads.
John, flick the light for a second.
He took a fortnight ago, he took a day off tomorrow because he knew we were going to win. Well done.
Pat, will you give us a word? It's a historic day, Pat.
It's a historic day for Adare, and the County Cup is going out to Adare. And I guarantee you, this time 12 months, the All-Ireland Liam McCarthy Cup will be in Adare with Mark Foley.
Well done. John, we have Dan Sheehan. Dan, mighty day for you.
A mighty day for Adare hurling. It's long time coming. It's marvellous for the older people on the team, Mike Spike, Brendan Heffernan, and those that didn't win through. They went through 3 or 4 times, but it's marvellous for them today.
Did you ever think it could happen?
I did. Yeah, I could see it happening over the last 7 or 8 years. You could see young fellas underage, we were doing very well, and I definitely could see it happening. And I thought it might be this year, but I knew that it had to come within a couple of years.
Where was it won today, Dan, would you think?
Sure, Mark Foley was an inspiration.
Tremendous.
An absolutely inspiration. Our half-back line, great. Every one of our forwards played fantastic. The whole 15, you wouldn't pick one out, but Mark was the inspiration to the
I
whole
think everyone says you had Mark Foley, tremendous, but you had from 1 to 15, you had everyone playing.
You had everyone playing. And we had a little bit of luck, and you need the luck. But otherwise, we won all over the field.
If you get a full team holding into one day, it's hard to beat.
That's marvellous, yeah. Really marvellous.
You'll celebrate a bit tonight, then?
I will drink a few bottles of lemonade,
A couple of cups of tea with Dick Fitz.
That's right. Dick and myself will sit down and have a few sandwiches.
And very little work tomorrow, I'd say. Dan,
we won't talk about tomorrow.
Great to you eventually did it. Well done.
Marvellous.
Well done.
Thank you, Steve. Right.
I thought you were gone. We have the note. Timmy. Timmy, I kind of lost the run of myself there for a minute. There's a lot of excitement going on around here.
Yeah, it's a great day for the parish. It's our first county title in senior. You can tell by everybody's faces around here. They're absolutely delighted. There are young people here, and there are people who are old who played with Adare back in when we first last county finals. But we're absolutely delighted for the whole parish today.
Did you ever believe it could happen?
Mark said it. I don't know why we were such underdogs going into the match. Because we have a great panel of players. We won 2 county under-21s, and we've won minor, and the majority of those players have followed through. And then you've the likes of Mark and John, Con Murphy. They're all great players. So we were delighted going in at half-time with a big lead, but we couldn't relax.
You couldn't sit in that?
No, so we're just delighted to get the win out of it.
You wouldn't have believed you'd have such a lead, Timmy. No, you couldn't believe you'd have such a lead at half-time.
No, not against the Patrickswell team. And if you do, you always believe that they're going to come back at you. So we came in at half-time, we were something like 12 points up, but we didn't want to give away anything in the second half.
You want to move on to the Munster Club Championship. What do you feel you'll do that? You'll be meeting Blackrock.
Yeah, Blackrock, they're a very strong team. They've got a good few of Cork players. They've got Alan Brown, they've Wayne Sherlock, Fergal Ryan, John Brown, you know, they're all great inter-county players, and they've Alan Cummins then centre-back, who's a very good hurler as well.
That's in Páirc Uí Chaoimh.
Yeah, you know, they have home advantage as well. But, you know, Limerick went down there, Páirc Uí Chaoimh during the year, and they had no bother with it, you know, so hopefully it's a good omen for another Limerick team to go down there.
Young fellas have no fear of a Cork team anymore.
No, that's one thing. We've no hang-ups, you know, we haven't really suffered from defeats to Cork teams in the last few years. You know, the 21s have beat them, so, you know, we won't have any fear going down there.
And the seniors this year wouldn't do it.
Yeah, you know, like that was an absolutely fabulous day again, you know. So, you know, it's great to have Mark Hope, you know, he'll be captain next year of the Limerick seniors, and it'll be great, like, the first time in a good while that an Adairman has been captain.
And Timmy, congratulations, well done.
Thanks very much.
Great year for you.
Yeah, brilliant.
Great year for the Dare. Best of luck in the club channel.
Alright, thanks very much.
With the help of God, we'll talk to you again after winning it. Hopefully.
Thanks very much.
Best of luck to you. Brendan Heffernan. Tremendous day.
A long time waiting.
I'm tired from asking fellas, did they ever believe that they could do it?
Well, I suppose the no saying, if you keep knocking on the door, it's going to open at some stage. So thankfully our day was today, you know, things went right for us on the day, and I think everybody hurled to their potential today, you know.
From the throw-in.
Exactly, from the throw-in, and everybody just got stuck in, and there's a job to be done, and just on the day things worked out for us, you know.
You never would have believed that you'd be taken off for us with about 3 minutes to go to give guys a run.
No, that was a dream, you know, but at the same time, especially with Patrickswell, it's not over to the final whistle, you know, and I thought it would never end, to be honest with you, you know. A long time waiting.
Tough game to play in?
It was tough enough, yeah. The conditions were tough enough underfoot, you know.
A bit sticky.
Yeah, they were, yeah.
Probably be tougher for the rest of the night, will it?
It could get tough from now on, right, you know. The stamina will come into play from now on. Thanks a million, John.
Right here, well done.
Thanks a million.
They're saying to me the oldest Dare supporter.
Well, I suppose that could be one in all right, Jim.
One of the oldest.
Yeah.
I'm tremendous day for you.
Great day, Jim. Long time coming. It's great for hurling in the parish. So there are a lot of on the 12s, on the 14s. We've 2 minors now there, and this is, you know, this is what we wanted. We waited a long time. Yeah, we waited a long time, Jim, for it, you know.
Was it enjoyable as an Adare man? Did you enjoy watching it?
Well, I Patrickswell man, but I'm a Dare man now. Great, Jim. I think from the throwing, you could see Adare was the hungrier team on the day. You know,
fresh.
Oh yeah, and every one of them. You know what I mean? Every one of them, Jim, led by inspiration. You know, mighty day, great day for the club, and I think a great day for hurling in Limerick as well.
Mighty.
You know, yeah, great day, and a great day for West Limerick. You know what I mean? It's a long time since we had a county.
And to see the champions.
Oh yeah, and great with Newcastle West winning one as well yesterday. You know what I mean? So Jim, thanks a million. Thank you.
John, have a red light. Brian Foley.
Yes, Jim.
What do you reckon?
Words can't describe that today, Jim. It hasn't sunk in yet. Just an hour before throwing, I just knew, went into the dressing room, I knew the attitude was right. We were all well focused, and just the first half there was immense. It was hard at half time. We were 12 points. I think we were 12 points up. Within ourselves, we said the game wasn't over, you know, so we had to keep focused. And first 10 minutes, second half, they got a goal. We were lucky enough to get a goal straight after, and I think once we got that, I think it was over. I know the last 10 minutes they came at us, but it was really, they had about 14 points come back, and I know with 10 minutes to go, just keep our heads, and we had it, our first one.
There was no way back.
No way back.
I said yesterday, I doubted that if he could win it, but I did say to David Fitz in Woodlands yesterday, if the two corner, the full forward and the corner, meaning yourself and Donegal, played well,
yes,
that you had every chance of winning it. And I think on the day, I suppose everyone played well.
Well, everybody, you can't pick out anybody who did play badly, but I suppose full forward line, what did we get? I think we got 2-4 between us. We won a lot of frees, you know, but yes. The half forward line, but you have to compliment our half back line. Mark, my brother, was absolutely unreal. Eamon Fitz, Spike for 41 years of age was immense. The whole full back line, midfield, Jacko, Thomas Healy, Conor Murphy, the great game, Connor Fitz, Stephen Lamb. You can't pick out anybody who did play badly. But the reason we did play well for line, the amount of ball that was coming in, I know up to now not much ball was coming in. I know we didn't get much scores. We were getting sorted to blame, but once the half back line are launching balls, raining in on top of us, you know, it's great, and we just got the ball, and we were just lucky enough to take our scores today.
It was a good day that they were coming in, Brian, wasn't it?
Oh, it was a mighty, like the first half there, Patrickswell. I looked at Kieran Carey one stage, and he just nodded his head. He didn't know what was happening. We were just raining balls on top of the full back line, and they were 6s and 7s. And as we said before the game, if we could dictate the game to Patrickswell, we knew that we could have a great chance of winning this, and we actually did that. For a change, they've been dictating for the last 10-15 years on us, but for once and for all, we turned that around today, and thank God it worked out.
You started it, I suppose, what, 100 miles an hour?
Oh, 110 miles an hour. I suppose you're from Greenmount last Sunday. We were going faster than a few of the horses, I'd say, for the first 10 minutes, but it was a whole, not even the 15, but the 29 on the panel, and the whole backroom committee. It was great. It was great display.
To blame you to tire a little bit in the finish, or was it just the lead was too great?
Well, the last 10 minutes, I know we did tire. They were running through us for like 6s and 7s, but I suppose we were complacent in a way. Like, you looked up at the score line and we were 10, 12 points up. But at least, thank God, I know LimerickGAA Waterford this year, they came back from 11 points, but that wasn't going to happen today.
Well, Brian, congratulations. It was a great day for the Follies, great day for Adare.
Thanks a million.
Enjoy the night.
You'll surely join us to a listens.
With the help of God. With the help of God.
Thank
John, you alright?
Yeah. On the air.
We're on the air. Lads, I didn't believe that I would finish with the Alfred family. And did you ever believe that oldish man there could win a county senior medal?
I did.
You
still
did?
in him. It was still in him, yes.
You're happy with it?
I am very happy with him. And he can take the whole week off from work.
What will happen with the mail in Adare this week?
There won't be none.
But everything will come to a standstill.
It will, and that's for sure.
Well, Mike, to be serious about it, it's a tremendous day. I honestly never believed that you could possibly win a county senior medal at this stage. And I said coming at the car today, if there was one man I'd like to see win a senior medal, it was Mike Alfred. Because we go back a long time. And mostly bad days.
Bad days.
Mostly bad days.
He stuck with it well, though.
Well, very few would stay that length of time. Tis a tremendous achievement.
Well, I suppose I'd like to thank the lads over the team, Pat Levin and Vincent and Dave, Pat McDonald, that, you know, there's a lot of under 21 lads there in the panel, and there's some great lads there. Like, I'm probably keeping some of them off the team, like, but I suppose if they want a place, they're going to have to fight for it. But
lucky that you have a lot of good young fellas have come on before you just packed it in.
Yeah, I'd hate to wait around till next year for it, but yeah, there's some great young lads there, and
if you watch today, I mean, the youth, you've experience, and you've you've a tremendous team, really.
Yeah, and I think, you know, I'm always a believer that, you know, if you take Patrickswell on at their own game, and you saw Patrickswell in the last quarter of an hour that they ran at us, and they were coming back into the game, but ran out of time. But you know, we got a bit tired, like, you know, because we put a lot into the first half and the first 10 minutes of the second half, and you know, Patrickswell, when they throw the ball around, just hard to combat it. Like, you end up fouling them, giving away stupid frees, and
you'll never stay on top for a full game.
Not with Patrickswell. You never kill them off, like, you know.
In any game, whether it's a hurling or soccer, you couldn't maintain what you did. Actually, you were lucky coming up to half time. I think you should have been playing to go on. You were really.
Oh yeah, we were on song at that stage, and there was lads hit some. You know, we didn't rely on frees, and Conor Fitzgerald is an excellent free taker. I can't. I don't know, did he get any? He might got 2 or 3. Like Mark Foley hit 1 or 2. Like, but they were all from play. Like, you know, and it was a great way to win the game. Like, you know, especially against Patrickswell, and I know all the lads in Patrickswell, and hopefully they'll come back to there. And
they're great players too.
Great players, fantastic players. Like, you know, we got 15 lads to hold them today, and
they had a lot of good days, Mike.
They had great days. They had, like, you know.
Today's your good day, really.
Today is a good day, and
you'll celebrate tonight, eh?
We will. We'll celebrate definitely.
Definitely.
But the whole team and the whole county will celebrate for Adare.
You need to be off tomorrow. Isn't it great for these 2 lads here to see their father winning a county senior title?
I suppose, Jim, it's time to retire when the chairman of the club is younger than me, and our physical trainer is younger than me. So it's probably.
Mike, final question: will you give us another year? Or will you sign off for that?
We'll play Lane Parky Kiev and see what way it'll go after that. And
the club championship.
Club championship, yeah.
That'll be enjoyable.
It'll be enjoyable. Like, you know, we haven't played. I haven't. Like, Mark, Timmy, and the boys have played there, but Blackrock. Actually, we played them in challenge games, and I hope it'll be a week or 2 before it'll be under.
It wouldn't be on next Sunday.
I'm not sure on the fixture now.
You'll do well in it, Mike.
We'll probably read the leader and we'll find out by Friday.
Well, whatever about the club championship, tonight is for enjoyment.
It is for enjoyment now, and come up to Woodlands. We're going to Woodlands now, and hopefully there'll be a mighty crowd there.
We'll see you later on.
There'll be a marvellous atmosphere around there. There'll be a fabulous atmosphere.
Tremendous day for the 4 of you.
No.
Well done, Mike. I'll congratulate you.
Thank you, Jim.
And as many days as we sat together, I didn't ever think it would happen.
Well, thank you very much indeed.
Enjoy your night.
Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed.
No.
And the 2 lads, it was great that they saw it.
No.
Lads.
Thank you. Okay.
Come on,
Up to West. We're a long time waiting for this. A long time waiting for this.
Good to see you. Cheers.
Yeah. Good head, Jim. Good head.
Hooray! What are we doing, lads? Plan yourself. Go on in there. Well done. Hey! I'm on Adare. Hi, Jim.
See you anyway. Oh, Jim.
How are we doing?
No, Jim. How's Jim going, Jim? That's how he keep
Ohio, Kansas.
How are we doing?
Good.
Are you pulling in?
You won, right?
Take a week off. Something you're playing a blind dog. She's taking the race there. That's well done.
Thanks, Jim. Bye.
Did you catch the
Jim, absolutely marvellous, couldn't be better. Brilliant, absolutely. The proudest day ever. Absolutely brilliant yesterday. Brilliant stuff. Absolutely, yeah, brilliant. Long wait, a lot of hard work, a lot of people deserve this. The whole parish deserves it. All the people that have waited down through the years, sweat, blood and tears. It's absolutely fantastic.
Well done, well done.
How we doing, Steve?
big crowd here to welcome our champions here, led by Matt Foley, our captain. It's a wonderful turnout to see everybody here. Big crowd along the road and along the streets here. And I'm delighted for these players because they deserve everything they get. They're a wonderful bunch of lads. Big round of applause to them. While the lads are up here, I would ask our captain, Matt Foley, to come over here and say a few words to you.
Thanks very much, Tony. I think the Tralee bus is running late at the moment. Right, this is a great night. No doubt about it. I know it's raining, but definitely it didn't rain in our parade yesterday anyway. I know we've been trying for many years to win a county championship, and we failed on a good few occasions, but definitely I think yesterday we did ourselves proud, and I think the whole of Adare can be proud of this group of players, because most certainly I think I'm very proud of them. They put in an awful lot of work this year, and our efforts were rewarded yesterday, and I've no doubt that in the near future, I know we're playing Blackrock next, in the next couple of weeks, but when we win or lose or draw that game, then we're going to be a force to be reckoned with in Limerick over the next 5 or 6 years. Really? Not tonight. I think definitely I'd like to thank just a few people tonight. Now, I know I probably said too much at this stage now, yesterday and today and the whole lot, but certainly the group of players, I'd like to thank the group of players. The management were excellent this year in that, I know there's been an awful lot of work done over the last number of years. Everyone has contributed towards this success, both last year's management, the year before that. It's been an ongoing development over the last few years. I think everyone deserves a round of applause for everything they've done for Adare hurling, and I have no doubt that all the work that has been done both at underage level and senior level over the last few years, yesterday we saw the fruits of that labour. And as I said beforehand, I've no doubt Adare have contributed enormously towards Limerick's success in recent years, both at senior level and on underage level. And I've no doubt that Adare will continue to contribute very forcibly towards that success in the very near future. And I know this much. Now, the McCarthy Cup is going to come to Limerick very, very soon. Now, it mightn't come next year or the year after, but I am very hopeful, and I know this much. The McCarthy Cup will come to Limerick soon, and I have no doubt a lot of Adare players will be on the team when it does come around. Definitely the underage structure in Adare has served us well down through the years, and I'm meant to believe that there's going to be an awful lot of underage players over the next 9 months in Adare, and I believe after last night, an awful lot of those kids, their Christian name is going to be Chugga. We're leaving that aside. Certainly a very proud night for all of us. It's an awful it's an awful effort that we've put in. Very hard. You know, everyone's given 100%, and certainly we're going to give it one right now against Blackrock. I know a lot of people are writing us off, but more than representing our club now, we're also representing our county, and that's very important to all of us. I know that everyone here on the podium tonight is a proud Adare man, and I'm sure we'll take that pride onto the next level, and we'll equip ourselves well in the Munster Club campaign. Thanks very much.
I'm here for the second time. Now, I call now on our local councillor and chairman of the Limerick County Council, Michael Brennan, to say a few words here. Fellow Gaels, one and all, it is a great honour for me to be here tonight to join with you in a wonderful celebration. I think it can be truly said that the Adare hurling team came of age in Adare club yesterday. 70 years of hard work since the club has been reformed came to fruition, and it's a great credit to the players, not alone the played yesterday, but the players and the mentors that kept the club going in those years. You're a credit to your club and your parish, and I wish you well in the future. I'd also like to thank the sponsors of Adare hurling team, the sponsors who have sponsored the club down through the years, the business people of Adare and the supporters. You were wonderful down yesterday, and please God, we wish Mark Foley as captain of the Limerick hurling team every success in the year ahead. In conclusion, I'd just like to say to the young people of Adare, you're the players that can build on what has been achieved by the senior hurlers yesterday. There's many championships out to be won, and please God, the 2000 era will be the year when Adare came of age and will make their mark in Limerick hurling. Thank you. Thank you, Michael. Now, I would also like to thank all our sponsors, but none other. I would ask our main sponsor for the team, Tom Keane from Adare Manor, to come forward, please.
Everybody, today's a great day. What a difference a month makes. It was about a month ago we were lamenting some other problems in the world, and it's nice that 30 days later we can celebrate the victory of yesterday and then move on to Cork in a few weeks. I said earlier this year at the Woodlands that we're among the best that there was. Today I want to congratulate Mark and Spike and everybody else on the team. Because today they are the very best that Limerick hurling has to offer. And I agree with Mark, I think it's a start of a winning tradition. It's nice to be part of it. The man is proud to be part of it, as is Judy, myself, and the rest of the family and the management. So well done.
Thank you very much. Now we call another Tom Keane, our chairman, Tom Keane. It's a beautiful day. I would like to start by thanking this group of players behind me for bringing this championship to Adare for the very first time yesterday. Every club dearly wants to win the championship, win it for the first time. But when you go out and do it in style, playing stylish, classy hurling, what the lads did yesterday, you can be proud of yourselves forevermore after a display like that. Thank you very much indeed, boys. It was absolutely tremendous out there yesterday to see the huge volume of the Adare support, all the red and black colour, everybody supporting the team, giving their all. I suppose, in my own case, I'm only here in Adare a few years. This win means an awful lot to me. As I said to the players earlier on today, what must it mean to them? What must it mean to all of you out there that have been involved in Adare hurling and Adare GAA all your lives? All these lads that have played here yesterday, all their fathers, grandfathers before them, they've worked so hard to get to this day. It's an absolutely incredible achievement. Thanks very much. We will enjoy this success as we should, but we must also build on it.
this victory will help us to develop the underlying structure stronger and stronger and keep the game of hurling alive and strong in Adare. It's very, very important that our young lads reap the benefits and the rewards of what has been achieved yesterday. Running out of words now. Thanks a million and up in here.
I'd like to thank you all again for turning out here in such big numbers tonight. And I would like to thank all our supporters that we had inside on the Gaelic grounds yesterday. And a big round of applause for this group of players again.
Lads, I'm no good at speeches, but I'll sing Limerick Lady, no problem. Especially for Mark Foley, next captain of Limerick. The man who will lift the McCartney Cup as high as it will go. Limerick, you're a lady, your shining waters, hear the joy of flow. The beauty that surrounds you, I take it with me now, where I go. While riding in the arms of distant waters, and beauty finds me far away from home. Limerick, you're a lady, the one true love that I ever known. And children, you and I spend endless days of fun. Was fashioned by your loveliness, and so I have to say. Your shining waters steal the joy of flow. The beauty that surrounds you, I take it with me home when I go. While waiting in the arms of distant waters, and it finds me far away. True love that I have ever known. Thank you very much, Tom. Now, we're not forgetting the backroom boys. We have the management team, and on behalf of the others, we call on the manager, Pat Melvin, to come up here and say a few words. McDonald and Pat Melvin, the manager.
On behalf of the management, one Tipperary man. Thanks for the turnout. All I have to say is if they played hurling like they sang, they hadn't a hope. But they had a fantastic effort this year, and they got what they deserve. Like in any walk of life, the more work they put into it, the more rewards you get. I must thank the three boys here. 2 Tip or 2 Cork, 1 Tip, can't go wrong. Fantastic trainer Dave Moriarty, Ted Hurley. And I want to thank you all for your support. As you all know, I'm a wonderful public speaker, so that's all I'm saying.
Great win. Sit proud here.